Hey boos, in this video, I give commentary based on my opinion. Nothing is to be taken as factual. We are just here to have conversation. We don't expose and we don't sip tea on this channel. I'm giving you real talk straight, no chaser. Let's see if you can handle it.
Cause I'm a boss. I haven't done anything for you to be proud of.
Of course you have. You are marrying a man who can support you.
Good evening. So we are back officially. So of course, in order for me to make this title, y'all, I watched the next part because not all the way through, but just a little bit. And it was because, I needed to create the title. But girl, it started getting so juicy. I was like, I had to stop. But I was like, girl, anyway. Let's get into it. I don't want to waste your time. First and foremost, this is part 2, okay? So a lot of you are probably wondering, or if you're tuning in for the first time, where did we leave off? So in part 1, we were getting into about how she's starting to talk about the kids that he has and how she was helping him with his kids, and she was sending Walmart orders to his house. And then the ex-wife, it was like this known thing with the ex-wife, Samantha, where she would feel the need to feed the kids before dropping them off with him. Then later he was evicted from his apartment. He also stopped paying his car notes. And then how she got pregnant with her miracle baby. So let's get into it. Thank you for the compliments. Thank you so much. Okay, so let's get into, because, yo, I got somewhere to go. I mean, I'm looking cute tonight, so I'm trying to step out after this live. I'm not even gonna lie. I gotta hurry up. Hold on, wait a minute. Oh, so yeah, let's get into, let's get into where we left off, because first, okay, hold on. Okay, here we go.
Very realization that, I may not be able to be a mother. And so when he said that, I looked at Byron and he goes, why don't we have a baby for free? And then he told me he had super sperm.
That's crazy.
And I'm like, really? Really? Like, yeah, you want to do it? And he was like, yeah. And so then before I made my decision, I'm like, it's you and me, right? Like, we're going to do this. We're going to be a couple. So I was going to be someone I could be powerful with. And so he was like, yeah, like, it's you and me. When I look back, when I asked him that question, his head was down and he hesitated. He looked hesitant. He did. But the thing is, he told me what I wanted to hear. And that's what I ran with. And so we proceeded to try to get pregnant for 4 months. And so my son is my miracle baby. I wouldn't have, I wouldn't be married, he wanted to marry me, and I'm like, okay, well, we're gonna have to have a baby first, like, because to get married, like, we have to, like, get rings, we have to, like, I don't want to do courthouse, like, I want to actually have, like, the wedding, and so we don't have time for that, like, the baby's gonna have to come first. So that's what we did. And then I began my pregnancy journey.
So that's where we left off. Okay, now let's get into part 2.
Hey y'all. I know, but things are happening and I'm like, oh my goodness. I'm about to post this message. So this is from another post and it's on Facebook. Oh my God.
Y'all, can you believe? So since she's been posting this story, more women are coming out. So this is on Facebook. I guess it's going viral on Facebook too. And so there's a woman by the name of Bree Thomas. She says, I'm annoyed. He claimed his name was Anton. And when he met me at Lenox Mall, we were meeting again on Sunday and I'll be recording everything. Girl, you still going to the mall with him? I wouldn't even waste my time, but okay. I'll be recording everything. I will be posting it everywhere. You playing with the wrong one. And then now she uses this little gift. Now I'm pissed. I wouldn't even waste my time with this, but okay. Let's just get into it.
It's just too much. It's too much. I can only imagine how many people are about to come out of the woodworks, and I really need to hurry up and finish posting the rest of my story because the ish is insane. Insane. I'm gonna finish taking my shower so I can record. Stay tuned.
Y'all, I think that was last Sunday because based off of when this story ended up going viral. So that probably would have been last Sunday.
Okay, so his daughter came to visit over the summer. This is my first time meeting her. And he told me that he couldn't tell her mom, and this is the one that he's married to, that he has a girlfriend. And so that he's gonna tell her that I'm his Aunt Camille. And so I was just like, okay, because he's like, she won't send her if I tell her. So I was like, okay, no problem. So she came to visit for 2 weeks, and things were great. Like, we went to Disney, we went to like Legoland or SeaWorld, and of course I paid for everything. And I also had to buy her a new wardrobe because when her mom sends her, I think it's just a way to get him to buy her clothes because she sends her in stuff that's like too small. So I had to buy her a whole new wardrobe. And so
you had to what?
She was super sweet, and her dad just like played video games and stuff like that. So and she went back home, everything was good. So, but during that time, he was also using my credit cards, and I asked him, I'm like, don't use my credit cards. Those are my cards. And he was like, well, I thought, we're a team, and what's basically like what's mine is his. I was like, no, those are my cards. If you want, if you just use your own cards. So at this time, I did end up putting him on as an authorized user. I don't remember if I did it before or after he was using my credit cards, but I put him on I did it after. I put him on as an authorized user, and it boosted his credit score, so he was able to get approved for cards. So he started getting like lower limits, like $500 limits. And so, but I had blocked my cards because even after I asked him not to use my cards, he was still using them. And I just knew that I couldn't trust him. So I always kept my cards locked. I had like an extra wallet with cards that I don't use. He's going into that wallet and literally using all of my cards. And he would do small transactions. Some were like maybe a couple hundred. So yeah, even my Target card, he would use my Target card, and I loved Tabitha Brown, and he would, if he bought me anything, he would be using like my money to buy me things. So I essentially was buying stuff for myself. So one day my mom called me, this is like in the beginning of our relationship, and she goes, I have to shut down the Home Depot card for fraud because someone's been buying a bunch of gift cards on it. And I'm like, what? She's like, have you been buying gift cards? I'm like, no, I don't buy gift cards on Home Depot card. So she was like, yeah, I'm gonna have to talk to the fraud department. So the lady at the fraud department said that whoever's using it, because this person had bought like $300 worth of like gift cards at one time. And so she said whoever's using it is using a military discount. So when my mom heard that, she told the lady not to report it as fraud because she knew exactly who it was. So she ends up telling me, and I'm like, what? That doesn't make sense. So I asked him, and of course he denied it. And then, but my mom, that's all she needed to know. So she was like, well, you can't use this card. Like, you have to close this card down. So he was buying like GameStop cards, and he was buying cards for like his PlayStation and stuff like that. Probably gift cards to go take other women out.
Yo, I don't even know how we got this far. Like, how? Remember when she met him and he was 6'5" and he had an Audi and she thought he had money and he had this career and da-da-da-da? Does this sound like a man that has money in a career? No. Like, even when she was in the relationship, of course now, like, she knows everything or she knows more of everything. But even then, like, it didn't seem like she was raising any suspicion at all. This would have been a really suspicious. And then he was using her cards without even asking for permission. Like, that was just weird. But then she would give him the green light because she started putting him on as an authorized user. So whenever she would give him like a little something, then he would ice skate. And then he would take it further and further and further and further. But I knew eventually he was going to start using her credit cards.
You know, on dates and things like that. So I don't know. I'm like, you didn't have to pay rent for a year. You get like 15, 18. He even got his military pay increase for disability. Like, what are you doing with your money? Like, why are you using my money? It just, I don't know. It doesn't make any sense. I have no idea what he was doing with it. I don't know. So this is exhausting, you guys. I'm sorry, and I'm tired. But yeah. So he's using my money, and yeah, I know I can't trust him. He did a Home Depot card, and he would just use my Target card to buy stuff all the time. Always using the Target card to get things. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so the next video is going to be about my pregnancy announcement, my baby announcement. So before I tell my pregnancy story, the reason why the daughter's mom didn't wouldn't send her if she found out that he had a new girlfriend, is because almost every 2 years he has like a new supply. So, and he introduces his daughter to these new women all the time. So she ends up getting attached because we all spoiled her. We spoiled her, we bought her new clothes, took her to go get her nails done. You know, I've gotten her hair braided because she's biracial. Her mom is white. So, and I can't do little girls' hairs. I just can't. I'm so happy I have a boy. I wanted to be a boy mom so bad because I've never been good with doing hair. Not even my own hair. My hair was short, like super short for 10 years. No, 11 years. Super cute. Everyone thought either looked like Rihanna or Shawnee O'Neal. I would get that all the time. Before I went ahead and...
But you got to remember, at the time, she didn't know that this man was married. So she's thinking that this is just his ex, not his ex-wife or his wife at the time. She knows now, but back then she didn't know.
Out my hair naturally curly, and then I did locks. But anywho, yeah, so that's why she didn't want her daughter being introduced to any more women, because it's like abandonment almost, right? So she would just... Her mom's the one that had to deal with that and help her through that loss. So that's why she didn't want her introduced to anybody new. But I didn't know that. I'm just like, what do you mean? Like, I'm great. Like, she's in great hands. But that's why I found that out, obviously, later. So my pregnancy. So I really wanted to go to Hawaii for Christmas. At this time, there's a rift between my mom and I that Byron caused. And so her and I aren't like... We're kind of shaky. So I really didn't want to be home for the holidays because like no one really liked him. So I was like, I really want to go to Hawaii so bad. Like I really want to go to Hawaii for Christmas. Girl. So there's this site that I absolutely love called redweek.com. It's where people rent out like their timeshares. So I was able to find for 4 days in Hawaii during Christmas. I think we got there like on the 22nd, 23rd, 24th, 25th. No, we got there on the 23rd and we left like on the 26th. And it was only $1,500. Yes, baby. No, there's not a monster. Do you want to put your towel on? Okay, here. No, let me get a towel. So, yeah, so I was able to go, we were able to go to Hawaii for my baby moon, for like $1,500. There you go. And, it was great. It was great. And he wanted to go ziplining. So I paid for him to go ziplining. Again, all on my dime. Like, he didn't help me for anything. So,
Girl!
3 days in Kauai, and we stayed at the Marriott. And then we did 3 days in Oahu. I don't really care for Oahu. I mean, I guess it's great if you really like to shop. I'm not really like a shopper like that. But I at least wanted to do like the pineapple.
She not a big shopper, y'all, but she sure is a big spender. Okay, she don't mind pulling out that wallet. She don't mind pulling out that credit card. She don't mind pulling it out. She don't. So, ooh wee, and it's so crazy because throughout this entire story time, she is a very masculine woman. She is. Now listen, Millie is cool with me, y'all. She's cool. She really is. She's a nice woman. It's just, you know. She do need to do some work on herself. Hopefully she has done that work, but she seems like a sweet woman, but very masculine, very, very, very masculine. And I see how that has served her when it comes to her business, but it played her in this area of her life. And I don't know, she seemed like she was okay with all of this. And because after a while, like if you got me pulling out my wallet a little one too many, like even when I was in that phase of my life, when I was pulling out my wallet one too many times, I'm starting to look at you side eyes. Like I'm gonna get an attitude. You know, she not getting no attitude. She just keep pulling it out. She seemed okay with it. She putting him on her credit cards as an authorized user. That's insane. That is insane. So, hey, I guess like after a while, like I would start getting the attitude. And this is when I used to date men that would want me to. And I would still get an attitude because I would just feel used. She just seemed so okay with it. Like it was just so normal to her. I don't know.
The Pineapple Museum, I think it's called Dole Pineapple Museum, and then they have like Turtle Beach, and so I enjoy those parts of Oahu. And Byron has never been to Hawaii, so I love to travel. And when I met him, that was his thing. He said he loved to travel too. But then I find out that he owed child support, and you know, if you owe more than $2,000 of child support, you cannot get a passport. If you already have a passport, you're fine until it expires. You can't renew it. But if you try to apply for a passport, if you owe more than $2,000, you cannot get a passport. So I love to go to the Caribbean. I love to go to the Caribbean. I really wanted to go to Punta Cana. That was like my next destination trip, and I couldn't go. So, you know, we went to Hawaii, which is great. Like, Hawaii's great. So, and he'd never been, so I was like, yeah, let's just go. And he enjoyed himself thoroughly. He really did. So, yeah, I paid for him to go zip lining, and again, I paid for everything, literally everything. He did. Is that that trip? Yeah, he did buy me, because he bought me Christmas gifts. He got me like a duffel bag from Tote and Carry, which is Black owned. I like their stuff. And then he got me like this necklace that said my son's name and then mom. So that made me cry. I'm not a very emotional person, so it takes a lot to get me to like cry. Even this whole situation, I haven't really cried a lot about it. I only cried like here and there. Yes, baby, I'm putting a diaper on. So he loves to get like reactions from people, loves it. So it really makes him feel good. So I broke down and was crying when I saw that necklace, because it's like, I really am gonna be a mom, you know? So we do a really cute photo shoot at that particular hotel in Hawaii before we went to Oahu. And he put the videos and stuff together. I will upload that on here. I think I can do that. So he put the video and all that stuff together, and we ended up on the day before we were supposed to leave. I had to have a talk with him, because I had been asking him like to help out more financially. And so I was expressing how important it was for me to be able to have my time to stay home with the baby when the baby's born. That at this time I'm like 4 months pregnant. And so I'm like, okay, we have like,
she was being delusional.
What, five more months before the baby is due. And so I really needed him to step up and like find a job, because he wasn't making any money with his photography stuff. And anytime he like had something like a gig, he would tell me how to do it for free. So I'm asking him to find a job. So anyways, so we ended up having this conversation like the night before we're supposed to leave, and he gets so upset, and he was like, you ruined the trip. He's like, why couldn't you just wait to tell me this when, you know, we got home? And so, because I was crying when I was telling him about how important it was for me to be able to stay home with my son. Like very, very, very important for me to be able to bond with him and stay home with him and have my time to just, you know, be with the baby. But I can't do that if he doesn't go get a job. And he didn't like the conversation at all.
Oh,
he didn't like the conversation.
Duh.
So we,
this
so
is
I'm gonna
crazy.
post this. I'm gonna show you the video that he made of our baby announcement, and then I'll tell you what happened after that. Yes, after the baby announcement is when I started getting the messages. Okay, so I'm about to show you guys the little baby announcement video that Byron had made. So he had hid me on social media. He didn't post me at all on his, because his is public. All my stuff was private, Instagram private and Facebook. So when we were doing the baby announcement, I was like, no, I want to like post this. Like, this is my miracle baby. Like, I want the world to know that I'm pregnant. So you're gonna need to post it on yours too, right? Because again, he's never posted me. I think he posted me on his Facebook because it was private, but on his Instagram, no. So I asked him, like, oh, are you sure, like, can Samantha see your post? And he was like, no, like, your page. He was like, no, like, I blocked her. I said, okay. I'm like, yeah, so we're gonna need to post it. And that's when the messages started.
Ooh,
very similar
girl.
to what's happening.
There's this whole conversation going on social media right now. There was a YouTuber, she recently found out, popular YouTuber, she recently found out that the guy that she finally showed his face on her YouTube channel in one of her blogs or something like that, or on her Instagram for her birthday or something like that. I'm not going to say the content creator's name because I didn't like seeing her cry like that. I don't like seeing a woman that seems very sweet and very kind be hurt like that, and then hurt publicly, because I feel like some people like to see you down like that. So I'm not going to say her name, but she posted him, and after she posted him, she also started getting messages and things like that. So now women are talking about, and this was one YouTuber, and then there was another situation that happened, and so now women are now saying, post him, like, post who you're in a relationship with, because it may save you. Seriously, like, you may be saved. You won't be wasting your time and things like that. So how do y'all feel about that? Do you feel like you should post your significant other? Do you feel like you shouldn't post your significant other? Because as soon as she posted that man to her YouTube channel, she got a comment left under her YouTube video saying that, you know, oh, he's been cheating with me, because I guess they have been seeing each other, something like that. And so the girl decided to leave that as a public comment, which I think is, two things can be true at the same time. That woman was definitely being shady. She wanted everyone to know, like, yeah, I'm dating your man, or I've been dealing with your man, or whatever the case may be. And then on another hand, he was exposed for living a double life, which was really stupid to me, because she's a pretty big YouTuber. Like, you got to be really dumb if you're going to date an influencer or a YouTuber, because your world just got hella small. So he should have known that that was going to eventually happen. So do you think you should post a man? Or do you think you should not post a man? Because, you know, it used to be the rule was no face, no case. But a lot of women are starting to think, no, just post them. Go ahead and post them. Post them. Get it over with. So let me know what y'all think. And if you're watching a playback, comment down below.
To his girlfriend right now, I've known who she was since October. I just haven't reached out because, again, I know when someone reached out to me, it was Samantha that reached out to me.
Wow.
You know, that didn't go so well. And just my reaction, it was too much really to wrap my head around. And so I get it. Like, obviously, you just cannot believe that this person that you chose to spend your life with is, like, not who you think he is. You can't, like, fathom that. Even though, again, there's all these red flags, you just can't. You just can't. So I don't blame her at all. Like, no one needs to be judgmental, and you don't know, like, what she's going through. I know what she's going through, and Paige knows what she's going through, and Samantha knows what she's going through, and Van knows what she's going through, and Britt knows what she's going through, because we've all been there. We've all been there, but we all woke up. So definitely I wouldn't say, oh, she's gonna stay because she's gonna think that she's last unicorn. Like, no, but you know what? Actually, I can relate to that, because when my mom was telling me, like, wanting to show me Paige's videos and things, I told her, I said, Mom, I know he probably didn't break up with these girls the right way, but it's different with me. I did say that. I said, I have a better version of him. I forgot I told you that. That's exactly what I said.
Ooh, girl, no, you didn't.
Mom, I have a better version, even though I'm sure, yeah, okay, he's a guy. Like, I'm sure he didn't break up them the right way, but it's different with me, right? Because he told me he felt safe with me, that I was like his perfect person, the perfect woman for him. So,
y'all, this is too much. Feeding into the incompetence of men is going to play the hell out of women. Oh, he's a guy. He doesn't know how to break up. But he know how to lie to your ass consistently. Like, oh my God, y'all, please, ladies, stop doing that. Because you only hurting yourself. At this point, you only playing yourself. The way y'all try to make it seem like these men are dumb, they're not dumb. You just naive. You choosing to be naive. They are not dumb. They just playing on the fact that you are going to second guess yourself, your choices, your decisions. You're going to go against yourself when it comes to believing anything that comes out of his mouth. That's what he's banking on. That's what a lot of these men are banking on.
So, yeah. Okay, I say, okay, guys, yes, the last unicorn. But that was in the beginning, and she's been with him. His girlfriend now has been with him for 2 years. So it's not the same scenario here at all. Like, she's way past that cloud nine. I know she's stressed out. I know it. So, anywho, here's the video that he put together for a baby announcement.
And that makes sense, y'all, because I told y'all, that lady in that proposal video, she didn't look happy. I tried to tell y'all. I'm like, that woman didn't look too happy to me. Let me see. Let me see if I can pull it back up. Because that actually makes more sense to me. She looked fed up. She didn't look comfortable to me. She didn't look like she really wanted to marry him. That's just my opinion. Her energy was very uncomfortable, and her energy was like, why are you doing this? And why are you doing this right now? Like, it kind of came across to me like that. So I don't know. Y'all let me know. But it makes sense, though, if they've been together for 2 years. She's probably dealt with a lot of his BS.
Then we will talk about the messages. One thing I noticed is these videos upload faster at night. So I'm going to stay with you guys for another hour. Enjoy.
Yeah. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, sorry, y'all. I can't play the song. Oh. So dang, she was pretty pregnant out there in Hawaii. That's crazy. And she was paying the whole trip. Could you imagine? Not Neo, Lord.
That was cute.
Not Neo.
It's been a minute since I've seen that. It's kind of rushed though, isn't it? But at the time I loved it. I was like, oh my God, but yeah. Hey, can I give somebody all of my pictures and videos and they can like edit him out? Can someone do that for me? Because that's why my phone, right now I'm on my business phone, so the reason why this stuff is working right now, but I have so many photos. I mean, I've put 2.5 years of stuff and I haven't even sorted through it.
Ugh.
But I would like to go back and really look at all my baby stuff. I just don't want to hear his voice. Ugh.
I don't know about y'all, but I deleted all them photos and videos. I don't got no photo, no video, no nothing. I don't want to remember that. I don't need memories of that. But I get it. Her son is probably in those photos. So, damn, that sucks. That sucks. So, help this lady out. See if you can get him photoshopped out of her photos. Because I would hate that. All those earlier moments and then he's there. Ugh. Or she should leave it aside for her son to have, I guess. I don't know. But, ugh. That would suck.
I don't want to hear it. So if someone could I want to keep the originals because if my son ever asks, if he asks, if he wants to know, I've written everything down, save everything, he has it. He has it. But for myself, I would like him edited out. I would. It sucks that one of the happiest, literally the happiest moment of my life, and he's tied to that, you know? Oof. But one thing I do appreciate is I didn't have like a hard time emotionally during my pregnancy. Was I stressed? Yes, I was stressed. But I was happy. I was happy pregnant. I can say that I was happy pregnant. So to rewind a little bit, when I had asked Byron if Samantha was going to be able to see his post on his, so we were supposed to get her for Christmas, and we didn't, because, I mean, clearly I was pregnant, and we need to tell her, and I'm like, well, you need to tell her, and he's like, well, I don't want to tell her over the phone, I want to tell her in person. So I'm like, okay, well, and then I didn't know that the place that I had booked was a villa. I didn't know that. So I'm like, oh, dang, she could have came and she would have had her room, because I didn't want her to be in the same room with us. Sorry, I realized that I said something I wasn't supposed to, so I'm gonna have to fix that. But I'm gonna continue this and then fix it. But yes, so I didn't want to be in the same room with us. So, but I had booked a villa. But then the second part in Kauai, or not Kauai, but Oahu, she wouldn't have been comfortable. But yeah, I didn't want to post the baby announcement, and then we didn't tell her. You know, I didn't want to do that. But she was gonna be a big sister. So so yes. Right, what's next? Yes, the messages. The messages. So I have the messages. I think I'm going to have to just read them off to you because I cannot share them because it's something that's on there that I don't want to show. So I will read it for the privacy of someone else, for privacy reasons. So I will read it off to you guys. Read it off to you guys. So I randomly, so at this time, I think it was...
Girl, is the baby sleeping in the back? I hear somebody like sleeping in the back. Is the baby in the back sleeping?
It was a month after the baby announcement. And I'm driving.
It's distracting me. I got ADHD.
I don't remember. Anywho, so I was driving and I'm looking at my phone. And I'm like, Samantha. And so then I screenshot it, I think, and I sent it to Byron. And I was like, is this your daughter's mom? And he was like, yes. Her message was so long. She just wanted to tell me, like, everything. She just wanted to get it all out. It was so long. I wish I would have read it maybe 5 times, but I only read it 1 time, and I only took away certain things from it. But I feel like if I would have reread it, I would have seen how she was, like, concerned. Alrighty, bear with me. I have to wear glasses all the time now because my I have fluid in my eyes, so my retina is detaching. So also for those that I haven't responded to your messages, my friends are sending me the ones that just so I can see it, but I do plan on responding later. But my eyes get, after reading the screen for just like even a couple minutes, they're so blurry I can't even like see. So forgive me, but I am gonna read this off. She goes, hello, my name is Samantha, and I am Pleat's mother. First off, congratulations on the baby and welcome to the club. I did not like that she said that. That rubbed me the wrong way. The club? What club are you talking?
She is hopping around a lot around this part. She is, because I'm like, girl, I'm trying to follow you. Come on, get to the message. What did she tell you during that time that you ignored? And how did you respond to Samantha? Because Samantha gonna tell her side. So what did you actually say?
Talking about.
Because let's keep in mind now, she already had that mindset that she thought that she had got a better version of him, even though she was paying for everything. I don't know how that worked. I don't know where that worked, but remember, that's what she told her mother. So this is interesting.
First thing that had me like on defense. She goes, you are baby mama number 4, possibly 5.
Ooh.
Baby mama. I'm not a baby mama. I was really offended, guys. I really was. I'm like, that is not what I am. I am not a baby mama. And so she goes, he refuses to take a paternity test for the latest baby girl he had a year ago. And a year ago, he was with Paige. God, I haven't read this in a long time. This is all new. I didn't know that part. They had a year ago that popped up out here in Colorado. You can ask his mother about her. So what happened there is that his mom called Samantha and said that she would like Samantha's daughter to meet her little sister because she looks exactly like her. So I'm assuming that that mother is also white. And so the little girl's biracial. And I guess it's like a spitting image of Samantha's daughter. So that's what she's talking about right there. He has bleep with Britt, which is his first wife. When she said that, I'm just like, huh? I still can't wrap my head around it. And then she goes, he then had bleep with bleep. I'm going to leave these two people out because I found them, but it's a whole other story, but I'm going to leave them out of this. I will tell their story, but discreetly, which was his second wife. But it got annulled because he married bleep while still being married to Britt. He has my daughter with me, and I'm still currently married to him. I've been asking for a divorce since we've been separated. I went through this engagement with Van, who he said was the one. My daughter got attached to her, and before I knew it, he was engaged to Paige, who she then got attached to, before he even fully left Van or moved out of their home. Alrighty. Ooh, I have not read this in years, so this is all fresh again. And I will share the rest in the next video. Okay, this is my last video of the night, and I'm gonna knock out because I think it's 2 o'clock in the morning. All right. Yeah, so she got attached to Paige before he even fully left Van or moved out of their home. So I got to know Paige So I got to know.
Girl, that's what it's giving, girl. Miss Butterfly, that's what it's giving, girl. It's definitely giving that. Which is why it's hard for her to get through the message. It's hard. Like she taking her sweet time. I'm like, girl, what was said? Because at this point, okay, we kind of already gathered her mindset. Like she thought she was winning and she thought she was better because he picked her. That was it. But she was over here paying bills, playing house, being a mother to him, and you was just doing the most. So you thought you were better because you got him. That's the only thing. That's the only thing that makes sense. So we about to see. And I wonder how he was able to get out of this, because something's telling me that he was still able to get out of this even after she got this message.
Paige, another woman in my daughter's life. He then magically left her after cheating on her as well with you. Tread softly. I don't come as a bitter ex, which is how he usually explains me. I came as a warning. You're now baby mama number 4. You hardly pay child support. She said that. So I gotta blow this up. There we go. Font needs to be bigger. He's months behind because he couldn't help me through COVID. He barely even speaks to my daughter, and this is just to my child. He doesn't speak to his oldest son at all. He doesn't know anything about his second daughter, and the second daughter is the one I told you guys that he had tattooed, and he told me that he ran up on them and she didn't look like him. And if you want to verify my claims, look them up. Here is, and then she gave me like Van's handle and Paige's so that I could reach out. She goes, I bet my life savings that he was with you while I was still with her. It's the typical move Byron makes. Paige can shed light on how he used her up and left her for you. Trust me, this isn't me coming to ruin your life. Do your research on Byron. Next one. Okay, she goes, Paige, he stole $18,000 from her parents. They even bought her engagement ring that he stole and never gave back. So if he proposes, be careful. It's probably the same ring. Mind you, this is that was Christmas of 2021. So she hit me up, I think after the new year. So I got this message in like January, February, and my son was due in May. So if he proposes, be careful. It's probably the same ring. Trust me, I was 7 months pregnant and bought my own wedding ring. He proposed to me when I found out about him still being married to Britt. And it was then that I found out about all his other kids. He hardly speaks to my daughter. I can show you the proof. Case in point, he was supposed to come out to see her during Christmas. I get a call a day before to tell me that he can't because he's going to Hawaii for work. Now, mind you, I told him that...
That's... Okay, so Sinbad is Paige. And he stole $18,000 from her parents plus the engagement ring. that he took, which Samantha is telling her because at the time Samantha believed he had given her that ring at this particular time. So, and then that she was the new woman after he screwed over Paige. So
that he needed to let her know that we weren't going to take her for Christmas months, because I always plan my trips 6 months in advance. So
listen, he hasn't really broken any laws, really, because she keeps giving him access to things, and then these women keep giving him access. So he hasn't really broken any law or anything like that. He's just abusing and using, like being emotionally abusive and taking advantage. So he really technically has not broken the law, y'all.
So I had planned that trip in like June, July. So he had all that time, and her birthday's in July also. So he had all that time to tell her. So here Samantha is saying that he didn't tell her until the day before. He's supposed to, I guess, get her. So he's told her that he's going to Hawaii for work. Once again, I have the proof that that's not why he went, because obviously when he posted the video, here I am pregnant. I'm not going to fight for him to be in his daughter's life, and to be quite frank, I'm taking the steps needed to remove him completely or as much as possible. He's not good to her. Byron doesn't know how to be selfless father. He doesn't know how to be a selfless father, let alone a selfless man or partner. Please take my warning. The last time he spoke to her was Christmas Day, which is the day that we called her to tell her Merry Christmas. He never mentioned you when Dee was flying out. I found out about you from her plane ticket. He claimed you were his dad's significant other, who may or may not pick her up from the airport. Once again, I have the proof of that. I have asked to speak to you since you were going to be in my child's life, and he acts like I'm speaking a foreign language and completely ignores my request. Why would a father not want the mother of the only child he's involved with to not speak to his partner? Because he knows he's wrong. He's a narcissistic sociopath and leaves a long, long line of destruction.
Why is he active in this one daughter's life, but not his other kids? That's weird. Why? What is that about?
My limits with Byron. I can't continue this ish show of a game he calls his life. Be careful. You'll be tied to him forever now. He will use you. He won't work.
Ooh.
Now, I was reading this while I was driving. Let me sit. I was reading all this while I was driving. And so it was all a blur. But the part that stuck out to me that she said was he didn't like to work, because I don't like no lazy man. Like, I can outwork people. I work very, very hard. I shouldn't outwork you at all. So that's what really stuck out.
She said she don't like no lazy man, but this man been lazy since he's entered your life. I'm not understanding. She talking about, I don't like no lazy man, but he been lazy. Like, he ain't been paying you shit since girl, he didn't work your whole pregnancy. Ooh-wee. I don't know how she's so disconnected. I don't get it. I don't, it don't make sense to me.
Because I don't do lazy. Excuse me. He will use you, he won't work, he will gaslight you, he will love bomb you for the first year, and then he will slowly start to change, slowly start to be distant, and slowly pull away after he's used you up. Now, when she used this phrase love bomb, I didn't know what love bombing was. Even when she used the phrase narcissistic sociopath, I didn't know what that was either. And again, I only read this one time. So if I had read it like 5 times, then I would have been like, let me look this stuff up. Because again, you guys, I told you I'd love to do my research, but I just wasn't in a place. I wasn't in a place. Not 5 months pregnant, I wasn't. Okay, so he's gonna use me up. He's gonna pull away and use me up. That's what she's saying here. She said, trust me, he left me in financial ruins. I'm still paying off the repo.
Damn.
And the repo is the Honda that he drove from Colorado to California and was living, I don't know where he was living at, but not too long after, he was like living in a home with 6 boys or something like that he had to like drive around, and he was able to stay there for free. But then only a few months later, I believe, then he ended up moving in with Van. So I don't know. That story, I mean, majority of what comes out of his mouth is a lie. I'm still paying off the repo he got us. Ask Van about her debt that she was left with him. I can tell you that story. So, okay.
And you know what's not making sense for me when it comes to this part of the story is that he told her the truth about how he was staying with Paige that whole time they had started dating. And then you get this DM and it's like things should start to click. Things should have started to click for her. No way you can tell me after this things were not clicking for her. No freaking way. Like, absolutely not. She wanted this man. She wanted this relationship. She wanted everything that came with them. All the lies, all the women, all the children, everything. That's the only way it would make sense. That's the only way it made sense. She was going to be willing to look past all of that as long as he picked her and they ended up together, married. That's it. That's the only way it makes sense. And I believe that she probably would still be with this man if he would have stayed with her. Because one thing about narcissists, they discard. So it just seems like she was willing to look past that, this, the lies, everything, as long as she was able to walk down that aisle. That's what I'm getting.
I'm looking at the time here. So with Van, she said by the time he was done with her, right, because he had already been courting Paige for 6 months, that she had like $20 to her name. She said it was so bad. She had to pay to get out of the lease of the apartment. And she also ended up selling, because she had a Benz and she had a Lexus. And he wanted to drive her Benz, which was a newer car, but she had him drive her older car, which was a Lexus. So she ended up selling one of her cars because she needed the money. Why would he be so content with getting you pregnant so early into a relationship? Think about it. I was pregnant 4 months after we met. Ask Bleep. They took a very short amount of time before Bleep came. He tried to get Van pregnant and Paige. He will cheat and not use protection. Trust me, all I have been through, all Van has been through, and all Paige has been through. And that's just to name a few. Byron is toxic. He uses my daughter as a pawn. Ooh, and then I'm going to read the rest of the next video, because there's a lot more. Okay. When he was engaged to Paige, hold on. I gotta blow this up. When he was engaged to Paige or proposed to her, there was a huge YouTube video of it. Paige, is that video still? I never saw it. Did you take that video down? It's a flash mob. It had photographers, videographers. Oh, and my daughter was all a part of it.
What?
She was hurt when she couldn't speak to Van anymore. And then Paige, after he maliciously and cowardly left them. He's not a healthy human being. But like I said, you can reach out to them, who he left for you. She can let you know all the damage he caused. He also tried sleeping with someone that Paige knew. And then she tells me Paige's handle. She would love to talk to you about everything. I'm sure you will want to hear from her. Do your research yourself. He's a predator and will prey on you if he hasn't started already.
We knew that.
So this is the warning from his wife, Samantha. And then she sends me just screenshots of her text messages, but some of the stuff I already knew about, so that didn't like. But what did trip me up, yeah, I knew about all that stuff. Okay, I'm not gonna read that.
Why not?
Their daughter. That she was messaging him about concerns at home. And then the crazy thing too is that when Paige's daddy was in the hospital, for a couple weeks I didn't really see him. And he told me it was because his grandmother on his dad's side was in the hospital with COVID and she wasn't doing well. That's what he told me. And what actually was happening, it was Paige's daddy that was in the hospital due to a stroke. And he told me that he was sitting in the car with his auntie just reminiscing. So I'm assuming they're outside of the hospital because mind you, right, we couldn't go into the hospitals. So visitors couldn't go to the hospital, so you just had to wait in your car. So I'm assuming he's sitting in the car with her. And he told me he was sitting in the car with his aunt reminiscing. Yeah, that was super jacked up. So then, because he never does forwarding addresses, a lot of women have received like letters, child support letters, stuff like that. Like his mail, and then they don't know where to send it to, so I guess it just gets shredded or trashed. So she just sent me like a bunch of evidence, which I did look up, but in Colorado, anything that has to do with a child is like closed. Here in California, like we can look all that stuff.
Baby, she sent you evidence? Y'all, it ain't looking too hot. It ain't looking too hot. It ain't, because she sent you receipts. Girl, Millie. I can't defend this, girl. I've been trying to have your back. I really have. Like, I've been trying to have your back. But, girl, this is just, this unacceptable. And then, like, so you knew he wasn't taking care of his kids from this point forward. You know what it's giving, y'all? It's giving Ashley from Love is Blind. That's what it's giving. And you know what we called her? Big Bird. That's what we called her. Because ain't no way a woman is moving forward with a man after you found out that he's not taking care of his kids. No way. No way. No way. No way.
Set up online because the
Nope.
the cases aren't closed, like they're open to the public, but in Colorado it's not. Yeah. Ooh, I haven't read that in a long time. Like, yeah, I only read it one time. And
I don't believe that she only read it one time. She keeps saying, only read it one time, only read it one time, only read it one time, only read it one time. But you still got the messages, though? Me knowing, and then she said earlier in this story, listen, it ain't making sense. She said earlier in this story that she's an investigator. I'm an investigator. Like, I do my research. You're telling me you got all of this information and you weren't curious? Bullshit. I don't believe that, y'all. That's bullshit. That is bullshit. I don't buy that at all. Not for a second. Y'all can, but I don't have to. I don't have to. I don't believe for 1 second the nature of women. And you want to tell me you got all of that and you weren't curious? Come on now. And she wants to make it known that she only read it one time. Yeah, I'm not believing that because she wants me to believe that. And it's like she wants us to believe that. And it's like, no, you definitely looked into it and you didn't like what you saw. So you put that message away and you pretended like you didn't see it. I'm assuming that's what she did.
It was crazy. And then the crazy thing too is I was like, why are they all talking to each other? That was the other thing that confused me. And I'm like, why are they, and then I thought they were man bashing him. I'm like, well, why do they all be like coming together against you? And the other problem is I didn't do a lot of open-ended questions. I was
babes, he's not taking care of his kids. Y'all.
Trying to problem solve and figure out like what was going on. And all he had to do was just nod. He didn't have to answer anything. All he had to do was nod. So, yeah. And that was, yeah, literally a month. Because we did our baby announcement the Christmas Day, I think. And then I got those messages from Samantha January 21st. So like a month later. Yeah. Alrighty, so I don't know if I'll post something else on here. But alright, that's the end of this part. I have lost count. And then I'll record some more stuff tomorrow. I have not been able to get my hair done. And I can't even tell you. I was supposed to get it done in January before my birthday. But then something happened and I couldn't. So I'm just now finally getting twisted. I can't wait. My hair needs it. So I'm excited. So I will update you. Not update you guys, but I will finish up my posts. I'll finish up my posts. We will continue tomorrow. Have a wonderful Friday, guys. Good night. One last part. If I can add on to the other video. When I saw the message on Facebook from Samantha, Byron was like following me and he was like on me and like panicky, you know. And he stayed calm though, but his energy was panicky. And then I was like, don't talk to me, like I need time to process this. But he wouldn't give that to me. And so I was like, what is she talking about? And why is she saying that you have 2 other wives? And I was like, that doesn't make sense. Like, Samantha was the only one that you've been married to. And he was like, I don't know. He's like, I don't know. I only asked that one time. Because again, like I should have read it 5 times to really for it to like soak in. And I was like, what is this?
Baby, it's just crazy how it ain't clicking that she dealing with a liar at this point. Seriously. It's like, it's blowing my mind. It's really blowing my mind. Like, it's not clicking that you're clearly dealing with a liar. A pathological liar.
It's like child support. Like, what is this? Because again, I didn't know that he owed child support. I don't think so. I don't remember. I don't think I knew that. And so I called the number. I put in the information, everything that was on the paper that she showed me. And all it does is tell you a number. That's it. And I'm like, oh no, he did tell me he owed child support. But I don't remember what the amount of child support he told me. And so when I called the number, it said at the time it said he owed like 17,000, I think it was 17,800 or something like that. And I was like, but why is it in Colorado? Because he has another child support in California. And so I was like, why is it in Colorado? Like, is it double? When they transferred for your oldest son's child support to California, did they not transfer the one from Colorado? I'm just trying to rationalize it. I don't know how child support works. So, and I'm giving him a story. So all he said was, yeah, wrong. It's two separate child support cases. And it's got to be the little girl in Colorado, I think, because she opened it up in 2019. Yeah. So that dude owes like 83 grand in child support.
Oh, damn.
83 grand in child support. That's a lie. That's a lie. She's not paying on it at all. But then something interesting happened, and I will see that story for another video. Yeah, very interesting. Very interesting. Alrighty. Good night. Good morning. I got 4 hours of sleep. Not enough, but enough for me to function. I usually need my 8. Okay, it's 6:30 in the morning. So we left off with realizing that something's really wrong. That the things that he said weren't 100% true. So here I am, just confused. I didn't want to stress out because here I am. Now I'm 36 at the time. Because we went to Hawaii for the baby moon. That I paid for all of it. He didn't help me pay for food or nothing. And then we went, and then my birthday's in January, so I'm 36 now.
Girl, we at a point in this story where you don't got to keep telling us that you paid. We know. We know you paid. We know you was paying for everything. And honestly, you could have just said, I paid for everything. Because we know.
So when I got this message from Samantha, I gave Byron my phone. Here. Can you just block anyone that needs to be blocked? So I said, I'm like, I just can't. I just want to focus on my pregnancy. I don't want anything to happen to the baby. Again, this is like my miracle baby. Like, I have to protect him, right? I have to protect my womb. And I can't be stressed out. So I asked him to block whoever on both my Facebook and my Instagram. Because I don't want to be bothered with whoever he thinks would try to reach out to me. So he blocked people on my business account. He blocked people, and then he blocked people on my personal account. So,
girl,
I had like no appetite. They say when you have a boy, like you crave meat. When you have a girl, you crave sweets. Yeah, I had like no appetite, hardly. And I feel it was throwing up all the time, mainly in the morning. I think it was just morning sickness mainly.
Yeah, I'm sorry. This is crossed over to something else, babes. I'm sorry. I got to take back what I said in part 1. You did what? You did, girl. I really want her to explain why. Cause like, you're on the outskirts with your mother. You're not listening to your mother. You turn on your goddaughter. You keep paying for everything. You know that he's married now. You know that he doesn't take care of his kids. And you said, what? You know he's a liar now. Wow. I'm blown away. Like, y'all, this is a crazy story. And not in a good way. Ew. Ooh.
And when I throw up, like I get little red bumps.
Ooh.
Like when I get really hot, I get like heat bumps, but it was like kind of sneaky. I get like these little bumps, these red bumps. And so, oh my god, it was terrible. But still was enjoying it. Just very happy, to be pregnant. I'm gonna post my cute little photo shoot that Byron did.
Nope.
My pregnancy shoot. So at this time again, okay, so this is what happened. I'm wildin', okay? I'll show you guys a picture of how big my stomach was. I was wildin', and
girl, you was definitely wildin', okay? Girl, you was doing the fool, literally. Cause wow. And I'm surprised she told this story. She shouldn't have told this story. She shouldn't have been the one to tell this story. All the other women, listen, this is crazy.
But I was still working. And so I get a call from Byron. And he was like, he was pissed. He calls me like all pissed off and he was like, your mom talked to Samantha. I was like, what? What do you mean? He was like, your mom called her and if she causes me to not be able to see my daughter, and I'm like, let me get off my phone, let me call her. I call my mom and I ask her, did you call Samantha? And she goes, dead quiet. And she's like, yes. And I was like, why would you do that, Mom? Why would you call her? So when Samantha sent me the message on Facebook Messenger, I just left it on red, right? But we're not friends, so she can't see if I read it or not. And then Byron plays his little games, and he calls her and asks all like regular, oh, I'm gonna talk to my daughter, da 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 da. And so I think she panicked and was like, okay, well, listen up.
She sent it to her mother because she probably thought that maybe Byron saw it, deleted it or something like that, or maybe she didn't think that she saw it, so she probably sent it to her mom.
By the message, and she sent it to my business email address.
Oh.
She sent it to my business email address, and my mom helps me with my business. So I didn't realize that she had sent me an email to my business address until later on that evening when I like go through my mail. And Byron had ran me like a bubble bath. When I was pregnant, he catered to me. Bubble baths when I got home. I think he may have massaged my feet a few times.
Girl, he's unemployed. The hell is he supposed to be doing? That man should have been kissing the ground that you walk on. You paying all the damn bills? What the hell? Y'all, she's starting to get on my nerves. She really starting to get on my nerves, y'all. She's starting to get on my nerves. She talking about, oh, he really catered to me. He ain't going to work.
And so, it was nice. Like, he's catering to me. And so, he cooked me dinner. And, again, I mean, he ain't got no job, so he's home. And so,
that's crazy.
I realized that she sent me that email. I'm like, oh my God, babe, like, she sent me the email. I need to delete it before my mom sees it. My mom had already seen it. Now, before Byron was able to delete the message on Facebook, I had screenshot everything. I screenshot everything and saved everything. That's, again, so my phone has, like, no storage left. So, my mom had already seen it. And my mom obviously was super concerned. And she, reached out to Samantha and they talked. And so let's go back to me having a conversation with my mom. I had just been to a client's house to bring their dog, and I had to walk out on the other side of the trailer because they had already came out of their house, and I'm literally like hysterical. I'm yelling at my mom. I'm using profanity, which is not like me. I've never ever used profanity with my mom. Like talking to me.
You did what?
I was heated, and I'm crying like crazy. And then I'm like, I don't understand. Like, you're trying to ruin my relationship. You're trying to ruin my relationship. Why would you call her? Because my mom had asked me at some point if I was going to reach out, if I was going to talk to Samantha. I can't remember why she asked me that, but she did ask me if I was ever going to reach out to Samantha, and I told her I'm not reaching out to her. No, I'm not going to talk to her. Like, why would I do that? He already told me everything.
Y'all, me and her could not be friends. Absolutely not. You're not about to villainize me because you laid up with this man. I wouldn't talk to my daughter for a very long time, y'all, because that's crazy. That is crazy. And see, that's what I was picking up earlier. I'm like, it just seemed like you was willing to look past everything because you just wanted the man. That's it. And that's the vibe that I was picking up when she kicked out her goddaughter. Yeah, and I was like, wow, this feels familiar. This sounds like one of those situations where the mother chooses the man over her daughter. Remember I said that in part 1? So yeah, we passed that now. We way past that. This is crazy. I can't defend this.
And that's going on.
That's
so
crazy.
My mom did tell me that she reached out to Samantha and talked to her, and then she had talked to her 2 months prior to us finding out. So my mom goes, "Are you cussing at me?" And then she hung up on me. So we were not talking, and because we weren't talking, it allowed Byron to have more access. Mind you, I already stopped putting money in that joint account where
that's
where
crazy.
the lien because the child support got taken out of. So I stopped putting money in that, and I would give my mom my bank deposits. Yeah, I would give her my bank deposits, and she was obviously I'm pregnant, like I'm super tired. And at this time, okay, so she reached out to me when I was pregnant. My mom talked to her, so now I'm 7 months pregnant. And so yes, now he has more access to me. To be continued, because this is now we're getting into it. We're getting into it. Yes, the bank deposits, okay?
Does it involve you leaving his ass? Because honestly, I'm tired. This, y'all, it's pathetic. It's like, wow. It's giving Ashley from Love is Blind. Without the pregnancy and without the marriage. Crazy.
Okay, so I went sweating, and I've been there for like, we're on a first name basis. So I asked, I'm drinking mushroom coffee. So I asked him, I'm like, oh, hey, is it okay if my partner makes my bank deposit?
That's crazy.
Because I'm just gonna be too tired and my mom's not gonna do it. So is it okay if he just comes and makes a deposit? Because usually, what is it? I think they had something where you can't make deposits. I don't know if it's every bank that does that, but I know some of them you can't make a deposit unless you're on the account. I think BofA is like that. They knew the branch that I aimed at, they were fine with it. So they're like, we got no problem. Like, you can make your deposits. I said, okay, cool. So I would be counting out the cash. And, I write it down on paper, like hand it to Byron. Everybody can make my deposit, and then the amount that I counted. And he would make it, and he would send me a picture. He's so good. He's so good. He would just send me a picture of like the deposit, proof of the deposit. These little things that he would do, it doesn't alert you. It didn't alert me. And it caused me to not double check things. I am a triple checker. Like, I like to have all of the information to know that it's correct. I like when people give me wrong information.
Baby, you keep telling on yourself. Y'all, she getting on my nerves, y'all. Oh, you double check things. So you was double checking them receipts, like I said. See, that's why, y'all, I don't let people play in my face. You're not about to play in my face. You're not about to sit up here and try to bullshit me. You double check things. Oh, you do. So you read that message more than once. And you looked at those receipts that Samantha sent you several times. And you chose to ignore that. So, yeah. And, someone said in the chat that narcissists like to vibe with narcissists. She gives that. Because it's like she thinks she's better than the other women. She keeps saying how smart she is and how great she is and how she's this and she's that, right? But then she also tries to play herself down when it conveniently makes her look bad. And that's what narcs do.
So I'm gonna go straight to the source. And he used to tell me, oh babe, when you double check things, you feel like you don't trust me. So of course, like, I don't want my partner to feel that way. I don't feel like I don't trust him. So I stopped double checking things. That's where I messed up. So he would come back and he was like, oh babe, you counted wrong. Crazy. You were off by like a couple $100. And I was like, really? I counted wrong? He was like, yeah, you counted wrong. You have mommy brain. Gaslighting me. He would gaslight me with things that didn't sound right or things that I'm like, really? And as if I'm forgetting, and tell me that I have mommy brain. So come and find out, he was swiping the cash. He was swiping cash for my deposits. Okay. And mind you, at this time, money is tight because I'm still having to work. You see I think you see how big I was in the previous post. I still had to work and I do mobile grooming, so I have to drive. My Ellie's late, right? And it got to the point where I couldn't even drive. So I had to have him drive. And 2 of my employees had quit within 2 weeks of each other when I was 7 months pregnant. And at the time, I had two mobile grooming salons and only 1 van. So I had to teach people how to, yes, the girl knows how to pull a trailer. I can back it up. I can parallel park it. I teach people how to pull. So there's no way I could try to find another groomer and teach people how to pull a trailer. And some girls are okay pulling a trailer, but most are uncomfortable. So males are more confident, but then they jackknife and mess up and stuff. So but
the man she laid up with raw on the first night can't even be her employee to keep the business going, y'all. That's how lazy he was. She couldn't even teach him the ropes when it comes to her business to keep money flowing. Because he was milking her, but he didn't even want to work. That's crazy. This whole thing, y'all, is crazy to me.
It was just too hard. It was just going to be too hard.
He was definitely trying to pay his child support, or he was still running around on her with other women, flexing and doing things for other women.
Exhausting for me. So I decided to work with just myself and my 1 employee that I had. Shout out to her. She didn't want to work any more than what her scheduled days were, but I appreciate her not quitting on me. So I had to survive during 3 months from my pregnancy to after I had the baby. I had to survive off of that. So I was very limited. And that means I'm down. So I had 3 units, so I'm only down to 1, right? I was barely paying bills. And then he won't go get a job still. The baby's almost due, and he will not go get a job.
Wow.
Wouldn't do it. And mind you, I'm paying majority of the rent. Whenever we come, okay, so yeah, by this time I asked him, I said, can you start helping me out with rent? I asked him that in Hawaii. Because I was since we're looking for a new place to live, and we also have to look for a new place to live. Because my landlord, oh my God, I don't want to talk about it. Ooh, that guy got under my skin. And Byron knew it, and he would say little things knowing that it irritated me and poke fun. And he would joke around all the time, but he was actually patronizing me. He was being really mean, but in joking form. So we had to find a new place to live. And I had my dog, Mowgli, which was a Frenchie, and I had my dog, Baloo, which was a King Corso mix that I rescued. During my pregnancy, I had to rehome Mowgli. Oh, that dog cost me so much money. Oh my God. He broke his leg. He scratched his eye, and I didn't realize that he scratched his eye and it turned to an ulcer until it was too late. like when I started noticing that he was leaking a lot, and then I could see like the little tent. And at this time, he's not even a year old yet. Not even a year old yet. And he was only like 15, 20 pounds. And we got Baloo, who was like 145. I'll show you guys a picture of them. Oh, I miss them. But I did rehome them. But even Mowgli would, if anybody knows anything about Frenchies, especially owning one, if I knew how they were, especially the male Frenchies, I wouldn't have gotten one. I love grooming them. I think they're the cutest things, but I didn't realize how possessive they are and crazy. Like, he would growl at you if you wouldn't let him hump your arm. He literally, like, and then he'd try to hump your arm, and when you're like, stop, he would like growl at you, get mad. And so him and Baloo were getting into it because I'm pregnant, right? So Mowgli's like being possessive over me, and Baloo was like over it, which is my King Corso. And so it ended up being like a bloodbath. Poor thing. I was like, oh no, he's not gonna make it. He's not gonna make it. Baloo's gonna kill him. Oh, Baloo's gonna kill him. So I rehomed Mowgli, found the best home for him. Oh my god, like he fell in love with their family, their kids. She kept in contact with me for like a year and would send me pictures. And Byron would be like, Mowgli's over there living his best white life. It was hilarious, and he was. They were taking him on the plane, out of state. They were surfing with him, like literally, like he was like a part of their life. They would take him to the kids like games and stuff. And oh my god, it ended up being the best fit, and it made me feel good because yeah, it wasn't a good fit. It wasn't a good fit. He's so much happier now. Oh, I miss you guys. Anywho, God, I lost my train of thought. So I'm not going to say now, so I can go back and remember what I was talking about. But I will post whatever pictures of my dogs. I'll post pictures of my dogs. And to be continued. So I needed to make a video real quick because I forgot to mention a part. The baby shower. So we had the baby shower, and I have a baby shower photo shoot also. One of my really good friends I've known from since high school, she threw it along with my sister, and it was beautiful. I didn't have to do anything, and I appreciate them so much because it just was great.
So she stayed with this man. You see how she conveniently skipped over that shit? You see how she conveniently just skipped over that? She like, y'all, this is a manipulator, y'all. I'm sorry. We gotta call it what it is. We gotta call it what it is. You see how she conveniently skipped over that part and she rambled about some damn dogs? And if you know, that's what narcissists do. They ramble to the point where they ramble so damn much, you lose your train of thought and you forgot what the hell they was talking about. That's what she just did. Y'all, this is crazy. What did y'all bring? You know what? She's disturbing my spirit now. And it's just like, wow. Did y'all see how she did that? How she switched it up? That's what narcs do. Like, they'll get you all lost. Like, they will talk about some random shit when you was questioning them about what the hell was going on. And then they'll start talking about stars and bullshit. And then the next thing you know, you done forgot what the hell you was talking about. And it was something important. And then, like, it just, y'all, I am disgusted. Like, this is a mess. No. Yeah. She was laid up with somebody of her equal. That's what it's coming down to me. Because this is crazy.
It was great, and I was so tired, and I think I looked like a hot mess, but you guys can decide. I think it was like a month before
crazy,
baby, but I was just so over it. I'm like, I didn't want to do anything. So I will post some pictures of that, and then
like she conveniently skipped over the whole message thing. You know, like after she got the message, what did you do next? She conveniently skips over that. I feel this, like, there's a lot of dishonesty. Like, why are you skipping parts all of a sudden? But when it comes to him, you're willing to tell us details. But when it comes to you, you're conveniently leaving things out on purpose.
And it was cute. It was a really cute shower. So
that's crazy.
One of my best friends was at my house. I think she was getting something. I don't know. Byron told her and her sister that he was going to buy me a push gift. I've never heard of a push gift. I didn't know that was until he mentioned it. He's like, "What do you want for your push gift?" And I'm like, "I don't know. Like, I don't feel like I don't need one. How about you get a job as my push gift? You know, like, what do you mean, what a push gift? Get a job. That would be so helpful. That would be the best gift ever. Is to help me pay some bills." So he told my best friend and sister that he was going to propose to me after I had the baby, and he also told my sister he had to take her like to a hair appointment, and so he told her the same thing. He told her that he planned on proposing to me after I had the baby. So I did remember how Samantha said that she had to buy her own wedding ring, and after the baby was born, one day I was just thinking, and I asked him, I said, you know, I just keep thinking about how are you going to buy me a ring? Because I'm not paying for my ring. I have to pay for your ring. So how are you going to do that? At what point would you be in a position to be able to buy me a ring?
my best friend, her husband worked extra shifts, so I know what it looks like for a man to hustle to buy his lady a ring when he's intentional and serious about marriage. And I was not seeing that with Byron. So those are little realizations that, just from the relationship, I was like, he's never gonna be able to buy me a ring. And then at that point, I wasn't pressed to get married because I didn't like what I was seeing. So I was just fine with us being how we were. One of my really good friends, she also, her mom had offered that I could get married in their backyard, which would have saved us a lot of money, but I didn't like what I was seeing at all. And honestly, like, my ultimate wedding, okay, like, one of my favorite movies is Crazy Rich Asians, and I want her wedding. I want the water with the lilies, and oh my god, I cried almost every time at that part. Like, that's the wedding of my dreams. That's the wedding of my dreams. I even tried to look up to see how you do makeshift, like, walking on water, but I want real water. I don't want glass water underneath. I literally want to walk through water. And so, that would be the ultimate. So, I will wait until I can have that. And I really wanted...
Is she okay? Yeah. Girl, y'all, this is crazy. Like, this is so crazy. Oh my gosh. I need somebody to talk about this in real life. Like, I need my best friend to watch this so I can talk about this in real life. Cause what? Is she serious? She has lost her mind. She not right up there. She not right upstairs, y'all. Seriously. She not right upstairs. She's not right up there. She need to go sit on that lady's couch. Okay? And it's really sounding like she needs to sit on a few people's couches. That's what it's really sounding like. Because is she serious? Oh, wow. So I can see now he left her. He left her. He had to leave her. Because she wasn't going to leave.
Johnny Gill to sing at my wedding. I love Johnny Gill so much. Like, I love him. And I'm like, I would love for Johnny Gill to sing at my wedding. And so, yeah. So I'd rather wait, and stay for that. I was asking how much would that cost? A lot. Like, probably $500,000 more. Well, no, I don't know how much he charges for singing. No idea. But yeah, that's gonna be into the wedding, but that's what I wanted. But only with the right person. So I wasn't in a rush to get married because it was gonna be some BS, All right, now I'm gonna post this and then I'll post the other videos about what happened during the baby's delivery.
God, and I'm tired of these damn pictures too.
Okay.
I'm tired of seeing that shit.
My husband's not talking to my mom, but she did call me. My mother called me the day, I can't remember if it was the day before, like close to my delivery date. And she said, I really want to be there for you. Can I come to the hospital? Because I didn't even want her to come to the hospital. That's how pissed I was. I just couldn't understand why she wasn't supportive, why she wasn't happy for me. Why couldn't she be happy for me? Like, I'm happy. I'm in a really loving relationship. Like, it's a very loving relationship, and I'm happy. Like, he's my person. He's not going anywhere. I just couldn't understand it. So she called me, asked me if she could be there at the hospital, because she wanted to be there for me, and I was like...
At this point, I want to talk to her mother. I want to talk to her mom, y'all. Because, girl, what?
Okay. I told her, okay, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can be there for me. Ooh, I lost crying. Hold on.
This is crazy.
Okay. So, I was supposed to have a baby like at 3 or something, so I had to be there. I mean, I was there before to be prepped for my C-section. So, I originally wanted my son to be delivered on my grandmother's birthday, which is on the 22nd, but my doctor was only available on the 20th, and then she had a team of Black doctors and nurses, so I was like, yes, we will have him on the 20th because I don't want nobody else delivering my baby. I was very happy about that. So, and Byron would go with me to all my doctor's appointments. He was actually really proud of that. He was like, I went to all your appointments. I'm like, okay, like, why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you go to all my appointments? But that was like a big thing for him, that he was there for me, and he was at all the baby's appointments. Again, very catering for my entire pregnancy, and I'm actually very appreciative of that, because that could go far less. I know people who had terrible experiences with their, with their partners in their pregnancies, and that's selfish. Like, why would you put a woman through stress?
Again, thinking she's special. Thinking she better than the other women.
All because you're all up in your feelings. It doesn't matter. Your feelings don't matter right now at this point. You don't put it on the woman. Like, we're carrying a whole nother human being. And when you're a parent, you have to make sure that your kids survive. Like, especially when you have a newborn, like all you're concerned about, like, I guess anxiety is making sure your kids stay alive. Especially your first one.
God.
Like, you gotta be so careful. So, I'm appreciative of him for not putting me through anything, like, just for being there for me. So, I was a little stressed because, again, money, but he was there for me. So, we have...
Not putting me through anything? Are we listening to the same damn story? Y'all, we do need to find her mother, because at this point, sis, she not right upstairs. She is not right up there. She is not right upstairs. And then she told the internet this? I gotta go. Now, I gotta go look at the comments on TikTok. I gotta go. What part is this? Part 24? 23 and 24? I'm definitely going over there to the comment section to see what people are saying, because no way I'm the only one that's just peeping this. No way. No way we the only one noticing this. No way we are the only ones picking up on covert narcissism, possibly, right? Because we don't really know, but that's what it's sounding like, because she don't sound right. She don't sound right in the head. Well, I mean, he wasn't putting me through anything. Are you sure about that? Are you really sure about that? That's crazy.
I have this nurse at the hospital, and I went to UCI. I love UCI. Like, UCI has black doctors. They have a lot of joint doctors. When I went through like my dermoid surgery when I was 22, I lost my ovary when I was 22. No, that doctor saved my ovary. She was from Ghana, and ever since then, and she was so great. Like, I loved her. Ever since then, like, UCI is my go-to. And so this nurse that came and trying to do my IV. I have an easy vein, so it's not hard, like, sit down me. And but I don't know why, maybe because I was pregnant, I don't know, but they were having a hard time finding my vein. So this one nurse, she's so sweet. She was Asian and just very sweet. She's like, I'm sorry. I'm like, it's okay. And so she's like, I'm gonna get someone else who's like a little bit better at it. And I was like, okay, thank you. We both brought our Nintendo Switches. He had a Switch, I had a Switch. So we were playing that whatever that rain game is, and probably Mario Kart or something. And so so we were, just relaxing in the room, waiting for my turn to go into the surgical room to have my baby. So my mom was there, and she just stayed out in the lobby. She would come and check on me. I know she's like Byron. She'd like, go into the lobby. And so there was this other nurse that came in because she still wasn't able to get my vein, and she was so rude. This woman was so rude and was talking down to the female nurse that I first had, because the guy wasn't able. No, the guy, I think I couldn't come. I don't know, it doesn't matter. Anyways, but the woman was rude. She was so rude to that woman, and this nurse was like really kind of timid and just sweet. And this lady was like a bully, and it pissed me off. I was like, I do not want that woman touching me at all. I don't want that woman touching me. I don't want her nowhere near me. I was heated because she was talking down to her.
But the man, you wanted him though. Like, y'all, do y'all hear this lady? Do y'all hear this? Do y'all hear this? But you wanted the man though. The man could do no wrong in your eyes, but a nurse was a mean girl to you?
And so, and then I was hearing her like around because it's like a room, and then there's a bunch of us that are just in there waiting for like C-sections. And so, my doctor popped her head in, and I told her what happened. And they actually ended up reporting that nurse. I don't know. She couldn't give me details, obviously, but she said they handled it. I'm like, no one should be talked to that way. And this nurse was brown skin. She was Hispanic. And I'm like, why would you just be like walking around like talking down to people, to everybody? I don't know what her deal is. But because what happened was she told the nurse that I had, she goes, this doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. And so that's what triggered me. I'm like, this is my first time ever having a baby. Like, I'm nervous. Why would you come into my room, talk down to my nurse, and tell her that I don't matter? That's how I read it. So they handled that. Because she should know better. She should know better. Come on now. We have to be united. Don't do that. Don't do that. Not in a hospital. So it's time to have a baby. They're like, okay, Camille, it's time. I'm like, all right. So they wheeled me away in the surgical room and give me my epidural. Ooh, that was scary, because you have to stay very still. And then they put the needle in your back, and then I went numb. But it was like, I hadn't gone to the chiropractor during my entire pregnancy because I didn't feel like it was doing anything. But as soon as they gave me the epidural and I went numb from the waist down, it was like all this pressure was in my back, and I like couldn't get comfortable. So I was moving around a lot, and she's like, you have to stay still. I'm like, I can't, and then I'm dead. I can't move my legs. And so I was like, I can't, like, I'm like, help me please, like, I need some relief for my back. I cannot sit still. So she ended up giving me more something to relieve the pain and the pressure, and then I was able to relax. And then God, they just plop your legs up there. I don't even know. Are you gonna sternum? I don't even know. I have no idea, because they have the sheets. I don't even know what they do, but they plop my legs up on the table. And when I was in there, I was like, is this from having a baby? Because it's literally like a surgical room. So, and it's cold in there, so it's not really like comfortable. It's actually kind of, I don't know, a little scary, I guess, because you have all these machines, and you're just out there. I made sure I waxed before I was having, my date, and there's no doctors. I mean, everyone, your stuff is just all out. So they were like, you're gonna bring in Dad, and so he was right there with me, and he was holding my hand. Ooh, I'm sorry, guys. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna post a video that I made of my son newborn.
I can't use the sound, but
with you and feeding him. He will be underneath the blue light one more time. We're going to be back between, yes, for an hour. We'll be back between 11 and 11:30, and he will be completely done.
And what do we get to do tomorrow?
We can take him home. Yeah. It's been a long 3 days. Oh, I know. So long.
Well, we got it.
We got it. We made it through. He's strong.
That's right.
He's a survivor.
Amen.
That's why his middle name's King.
She really got a bum behind her. That's crazy.
Ooh.
What?
That's crazy.
These are niggas. Okay, that's it. Okay, that's it.
Let's do next guys. Everybody, thank you. Okay, Neil's going home today. Look at that. This is our amazing nurses been taking care of us for so long. We are out of here. Mom's in the wheelchair. We jumping on the elevator. I'm trying to video do this with my hand. And trying back as well.
Look, y'all, he a stay-at-home dad.
That was the video of my son being born. Again, it's hard, like, the happiest moment of my life, and then, again, like, the corrective memory, like, was it real? Did he really care? Like, how?
Is she, y'all, is this woman, she not right. She's not right up there, y'all. The happiest moment. So she knows everything up until this point. And she's like, this like that. He broke, don't got no job. And she talking about, is this the happiest moment? Is she, y'all, she gotta be kidding me. Like, this is pathetic. Like, come on. Seriously? It's like, what is she even saying? Wow.
How could you just be having these kids and then just like, oh. Like, what's wrong with you?
Girl, he's married.
Something's very wrong. Psychologically, like, you're off. Like, something's like, it's sad. It's like just sad, you know? It's really sad. So, I'll post more pictures and videos, but everything was fine. My son was healthy. I was fine. My doctor did a great job stitching me back up. And we were in my room. And baby was in there, and then I don't know how much longer after, because I guess they were tests. Yeah, they tested me, they were tests, and he had elevated levels or something. Something was wrong. The next thing you know, they're taking him from me, and he has to go to the NICU. And they put him. Well, he was jaundiced. So they had to put him in the blue light. Oh my god, I have a headache. Okay, they had to put him underneath the blue light, and you know, I ended up having to pump the colostrum and give it to him, but I mean, no milk, my milk didn't come. All I had was the colostrum, and just so worried. They did all kinds of tests. They did X-rays. They had him through X-ray machine. I'm like, he just came out, and already he's been exposed to all of these things, and they thought he had meningitis, so they had to do a spinal tap on him, and I'm just like, thank God my mom was there. So, So
the lady you cussed out, crazy.
Oh, she, thank God my mom was there. Yeah. So we agreed that no one can come around the baby because we don't know. They still didn't figure out like what was wrong. So he was in the NICU for like 4 days. Again, one of the videos is going to show like kind of that journey. But I had to call his mom. Because we needed family history. And I know that one of the grandparents had like cancer or something. And so she was kind of telling me their family history. And then, you know, my mom was in there with me, and you know, I had his mother on speaker. And then she was working. So I could hear her just taking time to talk to me, and then she has to go. So Byron ends up telling me that his mom was mad. And I was like, mad about what? He was like, well, because we told her that no one's gonna be able to come like see the baby, but yet your mom is here. What? And he was like, yeah, so she's kind of upset. And that blew my mind. I was like, isn't your mom a nurse? Like, why would she be upset that no one could come see the baby right now? Like, we need to make sure he's okay, you know, because of what just happened. And I need to wait until he's had all his shots. And I didn't understand that. I'm like, my mom's here to support me. Like, that's why she's here. Why would she get mad that my mom is here and she's not? She was in a totally different state. You guys, I don't even know if any of that was true. It doesn't make sense, right? It sounds weird. So, but what he was also doing was making it so I didn't feel comfortable talking, because I would text her. I would call her, check on her sometimes, and he was trying to make it to where I wasn't where I didn't reach out, because that pissed me off. Wouldn't that piss you off? Like, that doesn't make any sense. Because I was like, God, it's not about you, it's about the baby. Like, all we care about right now is making sure the baby's gonna be okay. So I wish I would have talked to her about that, because I just like, I let it go because, I didn't know his mom like that. Again, I met him December of 2021 and we're having a baby May of 2022, so I only met his mom like a few times. And again, she was in a different state, so I didn't know, but I do wish I would have talked to her about that. There's a lot of things I wish I would have just said, but I didn't know to say it. And we'll talk about that later also, so.
No, she's not, in her mind, she's not upset at the wrong things. We're upset at the wrong things. She's upset at these things because she was cool with everything. She was okay with everything. I keep trying to tell y'all. She was okay with everything. So, yeah, these little things bothered her because this was the worst to her because she was cool with everything. To us, all of this is a goddamn mess. We like, girl, what the hell? The hell is you? What? But to her, it's like these little things that she keeps pointing out. And it's actually very annoying because it's like, why are you complaining about this stupid stuff? But then all these big things, these big issues, you conveniently ignore. Y'all, that's covert. Like, that's why I'm just like, oh no. Like, I did 3.5 years of therapy, y'all. That's covert. So it's like she just glosses things over and then she conveniently forgets. That's covert. That's what that is. So I'm just like, this is crazy. This is crazy.
All right, I have to get the baby ready and I need to jump in the shower, wash my hair real quick so I can get it locked up and retwisted. And so I'll be uploading these videos throughout the day and then to be continued because there's a lot more. It starts getting really interesting, extremely so.
How?
Have a good one. So yes, I got retwisted. Funny. She did a good job. I was learning how to I do simple styles, but I learned how to do something. Anywho, I just wanted to answer some questions. I just needed a moment because that was very triggering for me. And again, during this whole process, I haven't really been able to cry out. So if I have those moments to do it, I'm just going to do it because I needed to release. I just haven't really felt like I've had a safe space to do that. And I don't know why I would think that social media would be a safe space to do that, but that's just what happened. So I appreciate those of you that, all the nice things that everyone has said, I really appreciate that. I do want to make a correction. In the previous video, I said I met him December 2021. That is incorrect. I meant December 2020. And then it's like the new year. So we basically started, we became a couple February 20th of 2021. In fact, I told you guys that I told him I loved him first.
And then another thing too, right? Another thing that I'm picking up on, now I'm analyzing the hell out of her. I feel like the need to, just in case you got a mother like this and then she's raising a son. Oh my God. But another thing, I don't know why I'm getting so emotional. Like, I just didn't feel like I had a safe space to really grieve this. It's because you're getting attention. It's because you are a victim and you're being seen as a victim. That's why you can conveniently cry all of a sudden. That's the only reason. Y'all, that is literally, it's because she has an audience and she has people that feel sorry for her. But she didn't feel sorry for those other women. So, that's why I said it gives covert narcissism, y'all. It really does. It really freaking does. All jokes aside, it really gives that. But that's why she can cry and she can get emotional about everything and all of a sudden. It's because she has an audience. She has people that will feel sorry for her and she can be the perfect victim. But really, she's just exposing herself. That's it. She's exposing herself real bad. I don't think she sees herself that way because she tends to see things from her mindset. To us, this is crazy. But in her mind, she thinks she's just. She thinks she's justly in the situation. She was a victim. He took advantage of her. And that's it. That's it. So this is crazy.
And there's different forms of love. So I was just really attached to him and had love for him and was falling in love with him, but I still didn't know him. So I wasn't comfortable with some of the, him talking about baby and when you move in. I still need to get to know you, but I do have love for you, if that makes sense. And then he told me he loved me on February 20th, 2021. So I told him I loved him during Valentine's weekend. And then a week later, he told me that he loved me, and he did something really cute. He wrote he wrote in this relationship, Christian, oh my God, this is so crazy. So he wrote in this relationship book to Christian relationship.
And conveniently, at any point in time that she thinks that she was treated better, she conveniently wants to talk about that. And we don't give a damn about that because he was doing you so dirty. Like, y'all, this is crazy. Like, this is really wild. Like, this is crazy to me.
Goals book, and he asked me if I would be his girlfriend, yes or no, like, right, like, I guess back in elementary school. And I thought it was super cute, and I said yes. So, and he was what? He was supposed to get married February, like, 11th or something, or 12th.
And it's crazy how she can compartmentalize, like, the other stuff, and then, like, this stuff, she still, like, reminisces and she smiles about it. Like, it was just such a fond memory, and it was just, I loved it, and we were so in love, and we loved each other, and, like, what? Woo, 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 woo.
And then 8 days later, we're a couple. And at this time, I still didn't know that his wedding was during that time. It was supposed to be during that time. I did ask him, but of course, whatever I asked him, he just gave me whatever his explanation was. So, because I was like, why would she keep rescheduling your wedding? We were supposed to get married like a year ago. Why would she change the date? Like, he literally made her sound like, you know, like something wasn't all right. So, and then also I wanted to touch on, yes, with my mother, we of course are fine, and I apologize to her. But I will save that for further down the road, and a lot of the questions you guys have, they will all be revealed further down the road. And then the other thing that I want to say is, I know that they also found a girlfriend, but I do really want to ask that people be kind to her, because can you imagine how traumatizing this must be? And mental health is everything, right? So being very kind to her. And there are some other...
Is she being so fake right now, y'all? She covert right here. Let me point it out. She wants you to take it easy on her because she wants you to take it easy on her. Like she wants you to see her as a victim so you can see the other girl as a victim so you can see her as a victim. It's very covert, very fake. She don't care about that girl. She don't give a damn about that girl. I can't stand women like this. They're mean girls, y'all. They are mean as hell and fake as hell. And they do that whole fake nice. Like, girl, get the hell up out of there, because you all of a sudden care about this new girl. But when Samantha, the wife, reached out to you, you didn't give a damn about that. You didn't give a damn about that. But now you are so caring of the new girl. The only reason is because you want to be seen as a victim. That's it. She's starting to get on my nerves. She really is. She really starting to get on my nerves. And yeah, exactly. The whole wife. And now all of a sudden you care about a little girlfriend that he's been with for 2 years? Girl, get the hell up out of here with that. She is not fooling me, y'all. I'm sorry.
Things that I'm definitely leaving out due to the privacy of other people. Some people don't want to be found. I found them, they don't want to be found. I reached out to some that I suspect of having his kids, and they didn't respond. So I left that alone. And some people just, if they already healed through it, they don't want to revisit, and they definitely don't want to put their kids, at risk. However, I don't know. Whether you told your child or not, for all we know, they could have a step parent, and that's what things are, so there's just things that that we need to be aware of. There's things that we need to be aware of, and so I just thought that would be kind, especially to his girlfriend, because again, like, I knew she was back in October, I said I was to reach out, and I definitely didn't want to expose her because it's embarrassing. This entire thing is completely embarrassing, and the one thing about me is I'm a very open person. I don't really keep secrets, and so I'm not ashamed of my story. I'm not ashamed of my journey. Like, I've been through some stuff, and it has made me the stronger.
Girl, you don't keep secrets. Do you see what I be talking about? You don't keep secrets, but you were keeping all of his lies to the point where you cussed out your mother. It's crazy how she does that. And she has a bad habit of doing that. Because you really got to catch her for real. So you're saying, oh, I don't keep secrets, but you was going around deleting messages that Samantha had sent to your business email because you didn't want your mother to read it and see it. So when did you just stop keeping secrets? Was it after this situation or was it before? Yeah, I don't like, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Person that I am today, and we saw the beautiful video, my son being born, and I know that that's the reason I was supposed to go through this. That's why I was supposed to go through this is for him, and he is my twin. He literally looks exactly like me. Thank the Lord. God knew what he was doing. God knew what he was doing with that one, because he literally is my mini me. So I'm very thankful for that. So yes, I just needed a moment, but I will be coming back this evening. It's already 8:40 right now, probably time, with more videos. But I am going to go at my own pace because this is my story, and I'm going to tell it right. And I'm just going to have to be patient. Sorry, not sorry. So yeah, alrighty. To be continued.
And then I also want to say there are some things involving like children or minors that I did not touch on for a reason. So any negative comments that are out there, really I don't care what you have to say, but do know that if you can just tell by the person that I am, like just in my videos, do know that everyone is loved and is being protected and is safe and trauma-free. I'm raising my son in a trauma-free environment, and so are the other women. So yay for us for being strong enough to do that. So I just wanted to say that. And also, people are asking about a playlist. I'm trying to figure out how to do that. So I only downloaded TikTok.
Yo, if you want to know like the people that literally think they're better and high and mighty and all of that bullshit, this is an example. This is an example. This is what people project on me. Her. Like, she thinks she's better than other people. Like, I'm above this, and we're raising these kids in a child-free environment, and I'm protecting those children. Da, 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 da. Girl, you said fuck them kids. Remember? Yeah. You said F those kids. Remember? Now all of a sudden, no, we're raising them to be in a child-free. I'm raising my son to be in a child-free. So, wow. This is crazy. She has I'm a high and mighty complex. She has that really bad.
TikTok just to see like random videos that people send me. I'm not a social media person at all. So this is like my first time putting myself out there like this, and so I'm learning as I go. So I am looking up TikTok tutorials to figure out where the option is to make it into a playlist, so make it easier for everyone to follow along.
And y'all, I bet she don't got no friends because she's too male identified. I bet you she don't got no friend, because we ain't heard a friend yet. We haven't heard, no friend was at the hospital. We haven't heard about any friends being there for her throughout this entire process. So it's just, I can see why.
Okay, this is part 26, and this is where a lot of the drama begins. And this has to do with the wife. She's going to be getting on here. She's also not a social media person, so we're about to get together and figure out how to use, help her use TikTok. So she can tell her story. And it's really sad. It's really sad, and I personally have like a lot of guilt as well.
Oh.
So also I have to be really choosy about what I say. So you guys are just gonna have to bear with me. And again, that's for privacy reasons. So okay, let's begin. We bring home the baby, and again, like at this time, he hasn't really spoken to his daughter. Now, this is the only daughter that he has a relationship with. I would say the only reason why he has a relationship is because Samantha wanted to make sure that her daughter had a relationship with her dad. So, she made effort and tried, really just trying to hold him accountable. Okay, so we're home with the baby, and his daughter's supposed to be coming like in, I think, like a week or two for the summer, because usually it's in the summer. I felt bad because we can't go anywhere. Like, the baby was in the NICU, you have to be careful, you have to wear masks. So I asked Byron if we could send her to one of his relatives' homes for like a month, for the first month, and then she could like play and go places and have a fun summer. I just really wanted her to have a fun summer, because if she came to us first, she would just be locked up in the room. So he asked his relative, and everything was fine. Everything was fine for her to go. They thought it was really cool. Then Byron would fly out to go get her and spend some time, with his relative as well, because he hadn't seen him in a while. So everything was fine, and then all of a sudden he tells me that one of his other relatives made a comment saying, well, make sure that he books her ticket back home first. And he got upset, and I was like, wait, what? He was like, yeah, they want me to, because I was just, of course I'm buying the plane ticket. I'm buying the plane ticket, so I was just gonna get it one way, and then have them fly together back home, right? Like, because I would also have to get his plane ticket to go out there as well, and then I was gonna get their ticket, together anyways. So he got upset because, the other relative was like, make sure that he has like a round trip ticket for her to come back home. And I thought that was weird. I was like, what do you think you're gonna do? Leave her there? Like, why would you leave her there? Of course she's gonna have a ticket to come back home. And I thought that was really strange that that was the comment that was made. And he got really upset. I think he got upset because I was like, that's weird, because it sheds light, right? So that whole thing blew up. That ended up being an entire thing. And she ended up coming, I'm like, I can't deal. Like, she ended up coming, to just straight to California. So he made a comment saying that this particular relative didn't like the fact that I didn't want his daughter to be there for the first month. And that seemed like I was being controlling or something. Or no. That I didn't want her to spend time with her brother. And I was like, what? What is it that your family doesn't understand, right? So first he told me his mom, and then now he's telling me it's his other relatives. So I was like, what does your family not understand about the fact that the baby was in the NICU? And that you have to be careful and you can't get sick. Like, that would be devastating. So it made me upset that this other relative would say that about me. Like, what? Like, I just wanted her to have a good time. Why would I not want her to have time with her brother? I'm not the type of female. When you date someone who has children, you love their children as much as you love your own. And that's exactly how I've always been. I dated guys with kids, not the first one. And I always care about their kids as much as I would love like my own, right? So I just was very offended that that was said. So looking back, I know exactly why he did that though. Just like you guys.
She never wants to be seen in a negative light, even if it means that it is the truth of who she is. She does not want to be seen in a negative light. And listen, most people don't. But it's just she goes above and beyond to prove that she's not like that. But you are, though. But you actually are.
Have said in the comments, I should have touched base on what triangulation is. With narcissists, they triangulate to get you to keep from talking to each other, or they use it in form of like jealousy. So they also can use it to put the kids like against each other. So that's what he did with me and my mom, and then he did that with me and his mom, and then he did it with his other relative because it definitely made me feel like I could never like reach out and be like, hey, what's going on? Because I did that with his best friend and invited us from his wedding. So he already knows that there's a huge possibility that I'm gonna go on my own and go straight to the source, like I told y'all I do, and find out really what's going on. I don't like he said, she said, no. So she was just acting off. His daughter was acting off. She just was.
And then I'm peeping that the reason why she acts like she doesn't know that he's a liar is because then if she recognizes the fact that he's a liar, then she wouldn't be a victim. That's what this is about. So she conveniently skirts around that. Like, oh, yeah, like, no, he's not a liar. Because then if he's a liar and I know that he's a liar, then I'm not a victim to this situation. It's crazy.
Was not herself. She was not the happy, like, little girl that was there the previous summer at all. And I told him, I said, something's wrong. Like, something's wrong. You need to talk to her. Something's wrong. And he didn't talk to her. I think she was probably, like, I think she was really sad. I think she was sad. Again, she's still, like, upset about not being told that I was pregnant and that she was going to be a big sister before we did our baby announcement. So I just told her, I said, she doesn't act herself, he's really going to talk to her. So he didn't want to talk to her until his mom came to town. But his mom was going to come to town until the last, like, 2 weeks that she was going to be here. So, like, basically for 6 weeks, he didn't spend any time with her. I mean, maybe they played video games here and there, but he mainly was just in the office working. You know, and then I'm busy with the baby. Like, this is my, like, time with the baby. And so mind you, he still didn't get a job. He still didn't get a job, and things are still tight. But I clearly can't do anything until my cesarean heals more. And again, I've had other surgery, so I usually go back after 2 weeks. I need to tear, right? Like, I'm turtle. So anyways, his mom came to town, and then that's when we, like, they went like this, and he, like, spent time with her for the summer. And she had a really good time, and she loves her Nana, she loves her. So she was just really excited that she was there.
My gosh.
During that time, there was some other stuff that happened with her, and we just had to, like, correct some behavior. And I just did, like, some research on why she was, like, doing what she was doing, but very snacky, and led to a lot of issues. So, you know, we had to talk, and, you know, just figured that out. But, yeah, she ended up having a good time, like, those last 2 weeks. His mom came to town and everything was fine. Like, based on what he told me, like, she wasn't acting upset. She was very excited to meet her grandson. So, yeah, definitely triangulation, I think. But I don't know. Alrighty, I am awake and refreshed. I got 5.5 hours of sleep, which is a lot more than yesterday, but I'm feeling good.
Y'all, it's because she draining my damn energy. She draining my energy, y'all. This is why I can't be around toxic people. I really can't. This is why I stay to myself, because I'm like, damn, like, she don't got no self-awareness. Oh my God, she is draining, and she just be talking, and she be talking about nothing. Girl, when did he leave you? I'm not even gonna say when you left him, because we know you didn't leave. When did he leave you? Can we get to that part? Can we skip to that part?
So I go meet up with my employee, and she ended up jackknifing and damaging the back of the chopper. So jackknifing is when how do I explain it? Basically, it's when the truck and trailer meet in the back, and then you can, like, damage the bumper. I can't use my hands because I'm recording, but she ended up damaging the bumper of the car that I just haven't carried because I plan on selling it. So
let's take a break. I gotta take a break from her. My God, she is that lady. She a piece of work, y'all. She is a piece of work. Let's get into the wife. Because the wife did enter the chat, because I need a break. She got my head hurting. My goodness, I got a headache. I was supposed to be going out. Whew. I said I wasn't gonna drink tonight, but I may need to throw one back. That is
Family, it is me. I'm so sorry I have been away. As I stated in my last video, my godson, Jalen Sebron, was horribly murdered by a Douglas County Sheriff's Officer. So I have been fighting along with his family tooth and nail to get him justice, to get somebody to even talk to the family, acknowledge the family, or even take a look at the family. We're dealing with, you know, a county that is what's the politically correct word? I mean, they're just, they're not with the times, let's just say that. And my godson was a black man, so that all will probably tell you the story that you need to know, unfortunately. So we are fighting tooth and nail for Jalen Sebron and his justice. So I just want to put that out there that, once again, that is my main priority right now, and my main focus is getting justice, not just for him, but for his family. I would like to go into just a little bit of the story that I've kind of been keeping up on. I think it's super important for me to begin this by corroborating what Camille has gone through, what Paige has gone through, because I have been intertwined with every story. And the reason for that is because I was not smart enough to make sure when he left, I was safe. You know, like, I just didn't think that, I would still be his punching bag. I didn't think that I was going to be his victim. I didn't think that I was going to, be in his grasp anymore. And that is furthest from the truth. I have been one of his consistent victims. I have been one of his consistent targets. And it's been very hard for me because when I had my daughter, I had always promised that I would never keep her away from her father. I just get nothing out of that. It's not a benefit to me. I don't take pride in anything like that. So Byron has always had an open door to our daughter, and that.
Baby, that's what it sounded like. That's what it sounded like. It sounded like they're working together in cahoots because she just said that I was a consistent victim of his. So that tells me that you overlooked a lot of things too. Paige, she was done. Like, honestly, like, so far she's like the only one that I'm like, okay, I understand. But Samantha and Millie, I can see why they're like, I can understand why. Because if he was able to keep coming back, that means you were looking past a lot of things. You were also looking past the fact that he's a pathological liar. Which is crazy. Because that's what I wasn't understanding this entire story time. This is crazy.
Was his way to get to me. Like, that was his way to hurt me. That was his way to abuse me still. That was his way of backing me into a corner like he used to. That was his way of saying, I'm still here, I still got you. And so I personally struggle with a lot of guilt because of that, because I could have done more to protect myself and protect my daughter and my son. And I didn't, because I didn't think somebody that I cared so little about, like, I had no concern what he was doing in the slightest or who he was with. As long as they were good to my kid, it just wasn't worth a fight to me anymore. And, by the grace of the universe, he has ran into some really, really great women, So I have been blessed to have women that truly care for my daughter. So for me, it was like, he's going to make his bed, he's going to lay in it, my daughter's going to become a baby.
Because honestly, y'all, like, what woman would be okay with her daughter meeting all of these women? Because, I didn't question it before, but I'm like, what kind of mother, any mothers in the chat, would just let this be normal for their daughter consistently and not take him to court and, like, really protect her daughter? That crazy.
Age at some point in time, and we'll have that conversation, but I digress. Onto that situation, we'll dive further into it again, like I said. But I met Byron, the engagement swindler, the black Tinder swindler, in 2010. I believe it was June, maybe the July timeframe. I met him at my work. He came in and we clicked. We hung out, we talked. I helped him with, whatever he needed at the time when he would stop by. And we had great conversations. He was super funny. He was attractive. Like, he was very charming. He listened intently on what I was going through. So, the first couple times I was like, ooh, like, this is nice. Like, I've never had this before, or whatever the case may be. And shortly after that, 4 months later, I became pregnant. I know, a whopping 4 months, right? But I, like many of the others, found my knight in shining armor. I found the person that I had been asking for, manifesting for, praying for, whatever it is that you want to say. Like, that was what I'd done. And I was like, there's no way that this man is just, like, single. Like, there's just no way. And yeah, he was, or so I thought. So we got pregnant with my daughter pretty quickly, obviously. And fast forward to, boom, me being 7 months pregnant. Mind you, I will say there were incidents in between me first meeting him and being 7 months pregnant that I should have been like, bro, like, what are we doing? But I was young. I was dumb. I was a kid trying to hold on to something that, girls dream of. And it had finally landed on my lap after, so many lost and failed relationships or whatever, right? So I, like everybody else, was like, yeah, those are fine. Those situations are fine. Those excuses that you're telling me is good enough for me to take, and I'm going to take it because facing that was way scarier than just swallowing it and, all right, like it's only been a couple months, or it's only been this, or it's only been that, right? But Byron moved fast. The second I met him, he was all over me. He was all over every day, wanted to hang out, slowly never left, and then eventually within a few weeks, he moved in. And then shortly after that, tried and true. Oh, it'll be cheaper if we get on the same cell phone plan, that's what we'll do. So of course I did that, he sinks his teeth in, he starts sucking you in, he starts putting, the clause in to where you can't just leave, you can't just back out, right? Like he's
the hell you can't?
And what Byron does is he starts to take care, like not take care of you, but he starts to take advantage of you financially. Once he's got you emotionally, once he's got your heart, your spirit, your mind in that, like that's task 1. Task 2 is to drain you. He's gonna drain you of everything that you have. And you'll say, oh no, I'm way better than that, I don't do that, I got this. Okay, yeah, me too. He left me with nothing.
And see, they had a very similar mindset. I hope the ladies are taking notes. I don't think my audience, I know y'all wouldn't, I know, y'all watch me. I know y'all wouldn't go for no shit like this. I know y'all wouldn't. I know y'all wouldn't go for no shit like that. I know. My core audience, no. You would not. You wouldn't. You wouldn't. Nope. I don't, nope. And it was because like desperation is huge here, but also like they just wanted the man. They just wanted the man. And Millie and her have that in common, like low self-esteem. Paige, it gives like they were, if you notice in Paige's story, they argued a lot. And then when you're listening to Samantha and them, they put up with a lot. You get what I'm saying? Like that's the difference. That is the difference. Now I'm not saying that Paige was perfect in her story or anything like that. I'm just saying like I noticed that they were willing to just put up with a lot. And Paige was willing to kind of bark back, which she got into a lot of arguments with him. And that's how he ended up like attacking her self-esteem through those arguments that he would have. Yeah. Paige had, I would agree. And I haven't heard all of Paige's story. Paige is Sinbad's daughter from part 1. If you haven't watched part 1, you probably missed that part.
Absolutely nothing when Byron left. And I'll dive deeper into that. But I met Byron's first wife, who was super gracious to me, is a really good friend of mine now still, and somebody who I'm very, very, very thankful for. I think back to when she reached out to me when I was 7 months pregnant and had bought myself this massive engagement ring because that made sense, right? And she just was like...
Remember I said her and Millie are very similar? So let me guess. The first wife reached out to you, told you the truth, you ignored her, and let me guess, you stayed with the man. Similar to Millie. Got it.
He's dangerous. He's sick in the head. He does this for a living, like all of the things that I'm telling Camille and Paige now. And I didn't listen. I didn't want to hear it, right? I was in my honeymoon phase. I just found out I was pregnant, or no, just not just found out, but I was getting ready to have my daughter. And life was fine. Like all those little hiccups that he was able to explain away, I didn't want to hear it. I didn't want to hear it, right? So I was that girl. I was that one that was like, no, I'm good. Like that's my man. I can change him. I can do this. I can do that. All the things that all of us have always thought at one point in time.
Oh,
and I know a lot of people are going to say like, girl, no, bye. But we have, and it's okay. I'm not making excuses for it. I've grown, I've learned from it, and I'm the best version of myself now than I ever have been. But it's not about me. We're talking about Byron. We're talking about a diabolical human being that will take advantage, lie, cheat, and steal from anyone. That includes children. That includes his family. That includes his immediate friends. You are a come up to him. No more, no less. You are a pawn in his bigger game. And that is what I'm trying to let you guys know. This is not about jealousy. This is not about how ignorant I was. This is about Byron being a completely dangerous person. And we need to be aware of that. Fully.
Yo, so I thought we was going to get a break from Millie, but it looks like her sister, twin sister, has entered the chat. Damn! Yeah, I'll probably watch her story time and just give you a summary of what the hell she said. Because ain't no way in hell we about to listen and sit through that. To hear the same story twice. Because that's crazy. Okay, let me move on. Oh my gosh. Let's just finish this up.
I was just like, oh my God. Because I told her, I said, please make sure you don't drop my knife because I'm going to sell this truck. I just got that bumper fixed. So please just be careful. And it was an accident. It was an accident. So anyway, she died and I told her, she was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I'm like, it's okay, wait, it's okay. It's an accident. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. But it's like all these things are like building up, and I needed a moment. So I drove away so that I could cry. Oh, I drove away so that I could cry. She was not supposed to be driving on her own. I'm supposed to be like showing her how to do it, right? So I was supposed to get with her, but of course, because Byron made me late, I can't have release the client, that's in bad form, so I had to send her on the way. So I called him, I was crying, and I was like, oh my god, she just like jackknifed and messed up the bumper. And I want him to like apologize. Yeah, I'm so sorry that I made you late. You know, it takes some time.
And then y'all, she said that she didn't cry throughout this entire experience, and now all of a sudden she's reminiscing and she was saying, I drove away to cry. So which is it? Did you cry at all, or did you? I'm confused. But if she's trying to paint herself to be the victim, I can see why she felt the need to add that in there. So I don't get it, because she says she's not an emotional person, but she's doing a lot of crying and she's doing a lot of reminiscing about crying. But she made it known earlier, like, oh, I really didn't cry from this situation or this experience. I don't get it.
Accountability. And he just was like, it's okay, baby, like, you'll get through this, and it'll be fine. It'll be fine. I was just like, yeah, okay. Okay, Byron, it'll be fine because I'm paying for it. You can get it fixed. Yeah, with my money. I'm paying for it. So that will include the next day. She included the next day. And I don't blame her. It was too much. It wasn't a good fit for her. So, now I don't have, the help I needed. So because I'm just trying to figure out, like, how can I make sure, bills are paid, business is, at least surviving. And then, I can save him with the baby. So I can save him with my baby. So, nope, that'll work. Have to work. So I ended up working like 4 days a week. After my cesarean was healed, I was working a little bit more, but I still wasn't working as much because I did not become a mom to not be home with my son. I was not going to do that. And I explained to Byron home, like, there's reasons why I wanted to be home and why that was so important to me. I just wanted my son to know that I'm here, and I want to make sure I spend time with him. And it was something that I really, was not going to do. I was just not going to do. I'm going to be here, I'm going to be around. I built my business to what it was, and I did that so that way I could, if I was with someone, and I told myself that, if I'm with someone that, isn't like on my level, that's okay. Because at least I can make sure that I can be somewhat of a stay-at-home mom. Not really a stay-at-home mom, 100%, but somewhat. It would be on me. I'd make sure that I could make that happen for myself. And so this just was not working. It was not working. During COVID, I realized that my business was not going to retire me, and that was a little depressing for me. And I'm like, oh my god, I can't like just work like this forever. Like work these long hours and long days, and I want to be, I want to have a family. Like I want to have the flexibility to be around. The flexibility to be around. So I had lost like a third of my clientele. Some people came back, some people didn't. That's just what it is. I've had to rebuild. I've had to rebuild my business. So he at this time still like is just working on his businesses, and he wanted to he started like a t-shirt company, not t-shirt company, but he was getting into wanting to do speaking, I think, at this time, because yes okay, so he ends up going through this program online for to become you guys know that show on Apple TV with Harrison Ford and that other comedian, his name is Jason, I think, I'm bad with names, and Shrinking. Oh my god, that show is hilarious. I love that show. I love that show. So he was watching that, and then he gets that he wants to be like a psychotherapist. So the thing about Byron is he said that TV raised him, is what he told me. He said TV raised him, and he would basically, like that show This Is Us, that was like his show.
Remember what I said in part one? I said narcissists typically are obsessed with TV shows and certain characters and playing certain characters. This man also wanted to be an actor. And listen, you really are dealing with like a crazy person if they have all of this stuff. Girl, it is. I did speed it up. That's why I'm just like, girl.
That was like a show when he was like, I'm Jack.
It's just, I don't want to speed it up too much, because if people are watching the playback after this, and then like I speed it up all the way, and then it's like they have it up, and then it's just a mess. I think about y'all playing the video back. So I'm trying to keep it at a decent speed, but it's like, damn, she getting on my damn nerves with all this like extra stuff that we don't need to know about.
I'm Jack. And I'm thinking, or he'd be like, I'm Randall. And it's like, Randall like works better for his family. Worked very hard. You're definitely not Randall. And you're not Jack either. So that's when he decided to be a psychotherapist. So he was like taking these courses, and he didn't tell me about it until after. And he's using some money for this. Because remember, he gets these disability military checks, and at this time he was able to get 80%, so it was like $2,100 a month. So he showed me a certificate, and I'm like, oh wow, like when did you do this? He's like, well, I did it online. I'm like, okay. He's like, yeah, like, it was hard, but I did, and I was able to get this within a week. And I'm thinking, what kind of program allows you to be practicing therapy online, and you literally like did it within a week? Because he speed reads, and I'm like, there's no way that he absorbed all that information properly, because he did not take his time. He's very impatient. I'm very impatient too, but if I'm gonna do something, like I'm gonna do it right. And he's like half-assed stuff. So I'm like, okay. So then
again, putting herself up and putting him down. Like, she does this a lot, y'all.
Started making these t-shirts that get so positivity, like I love it here. I think this one.
Like, I don't do that, but like, I look over things, and So you was looking at the messages that Samantha sent. I know you was.
The ones that he did, he was just doing these different designs. And I was like, oh, like, you're actually pretty good at this. I'm like, you know, what if you get on Upworks? Get on Upworks or Fiverr, and you can offer your services to people, and that's why you can make some money from home. You know, like, I'm really trying to problem solve because for him, because he clearly wants to work for himself, and he's not going to go get a job. He's not going to get anything stable while he works on his thing on the side just to help me pay bills. Like, he's just not going to do that. So I was trying to encourage him. I'm like, yeah, if you do that, then you can offer your services, and people will hire you, you know, to do like, basically to do like their media or their graphic design. I was still for graphic design, so I was like, you know, you can do that. But he didn't want to. He didn't want to do that, so, you know. I'm going to do a side note about how he is out in public with you versus in private, which I found to be very weird and very interesting. And I was really trying to figure out what that was about. And then I remember this one situation. It was when he moved. Yeah, we were living together already. Yes, we were living together already, and he was working out at the 24-hour fitness close to the house. And he would make comments that these girls are coming up trying to talk to him, that they have like, you know, some girls wear the really short shorts with their cheeks hanging out at the gym. He told me that they'd be wearing that, they'd be, you know, walking up with him and like trying to talk to him, but that he was like, you know, I'm not paying attention to any of that. And I think this is like him trying to make me jealous. I'm not a jealous person. If I trust you, I trust you. Like, okay, like I'm not at the table, like I'm quirky, you know.
Clearly you're not jealous, because you knew about all his other women and his children, so we know you're not jealous. We know. You willing to take it all, girl. You got to take all the women at the gym. That's what you gonna do. We know. You gonna take all the women at the gym. He could bring one home, girl. You gonna be all right with it as long as he come home to you. We know.
For young people, women, like I'm made for men that like pretty women. If you like more petite women, you know, I'm not for you. Like, I'm never gonna do that. That's just not my build. So you know, I wasn't concerned about that. I was like, oh, okay. He likes to try to get a reaction out of me, but again, like I'm not a super emotional person. And you're just not gonna get a reaction from me about things like that. You're just not. So. You know, he's telling me that he's just focusing on working out, and you know, even though that they're, you know, trying to talk to him, he's just not paying attention to that. Well, I know people all over, and we're in my city. Now, I wonder how many women I will pop up that he messed with, like, in the area. Because pretty sure he messes with people from the gym. I went about it. And then the other thing, too, is one of my really, really good male friends. So he never wanted to meet any of my male friends at all. He would say, I don't have any female friends. I don't have any female friends. Like, you should have male friends. I'm like, no, these people I've known for, like, 10, 20 years. Like, they've had my back. I'm not just going to cut them off. But he didn't like it. And he kept asking me, like, oh, have you guys ever been intimate? And I'm like, no, it's a platonic friendship.
We still have not heard about her having girlfriends.
We literally have never been intimate. And I have biblical male friends. Like, no, we've never been intimate. We're literally just friends. Strictly platonic. And he would keep asking me to the point where it's like, I didn't want there to be any issues, you know? I didn't want there to be any issues. And again, I'm a super monogamous person. I have never cheated on anybody, ever, in my life. I hyper-focus on one person and I see no one else. I'm not attracted to anybody else. Like, I'm only attracted to you. So, I'm like, oh, hey, I'm like such and such, so I didn't know if you guys can meet, and, you know, maybe you guys can get along, because Gabe doesn't really have any friends. So, he would never want to do it, ever. You know why? He didn't really want to talk about no friends because they would have seen what was going on and they would have been like, yo, Mills. One of my friends, S, yo, Mills. Right? And then one of my friends, he's Haitian from New York. And he would have been like, yo, in his deep voice, yo, I don't know about this guy. I don't know about this guy. Like, they would have told me. So my friend from New York actually was a personal trainer, and he worked out at that gym. And he lived close by. I've known him for like 20 years. And then he moved to California. And so he would see him at the gym. Yeah. So that's an interesting story. And it kind of ties into something that also happened to Paige. Very similar. Yeah, we'll talk about that one. So I'm jumping around a little bit because these are just like, outside of the main story, these are just little things that have been happening throughout the relationship. So the thing with my friend from New York, right? First of all, to all of the East Coast people, I love y'all. I feel like I was Caribbean in another life because I love Caribbean music, I love Caribbean food, I love to dance Caribbean music also, and I have a lot of Caribbean friends, so I love y'all. And then loving New York people, well, not just New York, but East Coast people, because y'all are very straight to the point and blunt, and I love that. Don't be around the bush. Just say it straight up. It is what it is. I love that. I get along with you guys. So one of my siblings told my friend, my New York friend, about what was going on. Because I hadn't told him. He's big, tall, right? Like almost, right? So I don't want anybody, anything happening to anybody. So I didn't really tell him what was going on. And then well, it's our business. Don't be telling our business, please. That's how toxic people isolate you. And you need to be able to vent. Mind you, I will go back to this part too. I started seeing a therapist because I needed it. So back to Byron and my Haitian friends interactions. Okay, at the gym. So one of my siblings told him what was going on and told him some stuff that he had said because my friend was also at my baby shower. And so my friend is very much an introvert. He shows up for you, he's quiet, I know, again, I've known him for a long time, I know how he is, and that's just him, just an introvert. So he pulls up to him at the gym and he goes, yo, I heard you talking about me, right? That whole New York, like, I'm gonna confront you. And so he's like, yo, I heard you talking about me. And then he said such and such. And then Byron, so this is what Byron told me. Byron told me that my friend didn't want none of this. And then he told him, Camille's my wife. And that's our relationship. And then R is telling me, no, that's not what happened. He didn't want none of this. So like, I don't know. I ain't never seen him, like Byron, interact with another male that was an alpha, because R is an alpha male, okay? He is an alpha male. So, pretty sure, and then he's a liar, so pretty sure R's version is, yeah, no, that's not what happened. That's not what happened. He was acting like, I didn't say anything about you, right? So, because that happened, Byron comes home, he tells me about it, and then he's like, he's not welcomed. I don't want you talking to him. And I had to, like, avoid him. He actually lived close by. And I had to avoid him. And then I got mad at my siblings. I'm like, why would you tell him? You know, But my sibling knew what was, like, they could see it clearly, what I was experiencing, what I was going through, like, the toxicity of the relationship, and how Byron was a major narcissist. And, again, at this time, I still don't know what a narcissist is. You hear, like, oh, person narcissist. I didn't really know what that was, like, what that actually means. So, I was upset at my sibling, because he's not messy like that. So I was just like,
what?
Like, that's weird. Like, why would you do that? You know, we're really close. But my family didn't want Byron to be able to separate me from them, and then they wouldn't be able to be around me. So they were being very careful.
Yo. I'm uninvested. I'm uninvested. I've officially lost. I don't even know what to say. My brain is fried. I want to hear from y'all. What y'all think? What y'all think? Comment down below. If you're watching the playback, if you made it this far, if you didn't click out, what tell me what you think. Just tell me what you think, because today I don't got it. I mean, I'm exhausted. Clearly, I can't even get my words straight. So damn, I hate that I got invested, because now I'm like, where the hell is this shit going? Where? Like, where is it going? That I guess we'll meet back. Damn. That's why I need to start watching those summary videos, like the people on TikTok that do the little summaries, to see if I even want to get involved at all. Because this, if I would have known, I wouldn't have chose this. That's all I'm gonna say. So I'm finish it. But damn, she getting on my nerves, y'all. I gotta be honest with you. She getting on my nerves. She really is. So let me know what you think, and I'm gonna end it here. Please give the video a thumbs up. And I feel so weird asking you to thumbs up the video. That's how bad it is. Yeah. That's how bad it is. I feel so wrong even asking you to thumbs the video up. So definitely comment though. Definitely comment, because I want to know your damn thoughts, because I really do. Y'all enjoyed y'all's Friday. I need a break, girl. We gonna meet, I guess, again on Sunday, because ain't no way I can do this back to back. So I'll see you back Sunday. Thank you for joining me. Gotta go. I need a damn drink.